everything is homebrewed because there's only one book released.
Yeah.
Why is it not streaming?
Did I feed my experience? I did. Okay.
Yeah, anyone got anything extra to spend?
I spent my experience.
I hope not.
I got a new force talent.
Nice. So, how do droids and droid memories work?
How do droid and droid memories work?
That's a big question.
That is a
like the core concept of the thought is like, instead of trying to convince Z9 to join us, we could just factory reset him because that's canon.
you
and
could
then
do
I'm like,
that.
but like,
I mean,
memories
true,
he has are probably relevant information. And then because I just watched Ghost in the Shell, I'm like, can I dive into his memories? Like, how does that work? Those are like roughly the high notes of all the questions that I'm having going through my brain right now.
Oh boy. Okay. So
I would be surprised if there's rules around that sort of shit.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I'm not looking for rules. I'm looking for like what, if anything, is in the lore.
Right.
All I
so,
remember is there was the C-3PO gets reset like all the fucking time.
Yeah. So you
And
can.
they're never like, we can take a backup of his memories, then do it and reload it. Like,
So I'm gonna say that yes, you absolutely could just reset Z9 and like wipe his memory. That's definitely an option on the table. As for like diving into his mind and like editing stuff and things like that, I don't believe there's any precedent for that in Star Wars canon.
I think you can read their memory banks or something. You wouldn't be able to like, dive in, but I don't think it's as high tech as like in Cyberpunk. You can like relive someone's memories or something. It's not like that.
Yeah.
As far as I know.
okay.
It's one of those things where, like, theoretically, I think a really, really skilled slicer could be able to do that. But it's one of those things that's like, there's no precedent for it. There's no pre-existing technology. You'd have to, like, create it whole cloth. It would be a whole thing.
Doesn't sound worth it.
Yeah.
It's usually the extent of it is they blast a droid, save its memory core, look at the memory core. Ah, this leads to point B. That's where we need to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's pretty
That's
much
true.
the only time it's ever used. Otherwise, droids don't know enough information. I mean, in theory they do, but whatever. Let's not talk about it. Rule of cool.
C-3PO knew a lot of information.
He did. I mean, that's an actual Clone Wars problem. Is R2D2 knows too much, and he gets held like hostage. And Anakin's like, I didn't erase the droid's memory. And Obi-Wan's, you didn't what? You didn't do what, Anakin? And Anakin's like, R2's awesome.
I never
He's
wanted
my
to erase
friend.
Yeah, and so they have to rescue R2 because of that.
Yeah, otherwise, wouldn't you just like wipe a droid's memory every time you're done with the mission?
That's exactly what Obi-Wan says. He's like, you're supposed to wipe the droid at the end of every mission, and
But why?
Anakin's like, I've never wiped R2's memory, and Obi-Wan's like, he knows everything. Like if he
It's
gets
like you're
captured.
supposed to restart your computer, but no one does it.
Yeah.
What's R2's uptime? I want to know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, he stalls hardcore in Force Awakens, so clearly too long.
I got an email from Google today about like there's new privacy settings to like wipe out old data. I'm like, okay, let me click into what this is, and it's like we can delete browsing history stuff from over 3 years ago, and it's like here's stuff we were browsing 3 years ago. I'm like, why does Google know this?
3 years ago? Whoa, that's awesome. Come back.
How long ago was Chrome released?
A long time.
Yep.
The galaxy far, far away.
It was basically me looking up audio stuff, I think, in preparation for like streaming Keyboard Cats and buying this microphone.
Good,
Oh
good.
wow, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That's like the most
Ooh.
innocuous.
Trevor, you'll be happy to know that Discord is updating their bot API to allow for proper command support.
Oh, really?
So
What does that mean?
what this means is you can, if they update their bot properly, in the near future, you might be able to type /destiny and have it like autocomplete and give you a little pop-up of like what kind of shit you can put
That
in
would
there.
be super
Instead of
nice.
just like magically doing it.
We used a lot of Destiny points last time, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I don't
We
think I
played the game right, and Trevor dropped the ball.
I did. I
Great.
didn't use enough. Although, to be like, in my defense, I felt like you guys were having a hard enough time without me using Destiny points at a couple points in the last adventure. So
What?
My favorite part was A1 getting run over by Des. That was
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I did pretty well last one.
Oh no, I'm not saying you guys did bad or anything. I'm not saying like you executed poorly. I am saying I felt like you guys took a lot more damage than usual.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mean it didn't
sort of,
just
yeah.
all go to Ness? It was
Yeah,
it was,
evenly
like-
spread.
Spread, and Ness was actually fine for the most part. It's great.
Yeah,
It turns out bombs with a large blast radius can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I
impact
wonder if I
critic.
learned anything from that session.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's gonna be bombs everywhere now.
I mean,
You're
really waiting
Just like
for the
worms.
day when there's an auto fire enemy.
Also like
that's
worms?
a good idea. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that.
Also worms, yeah, everything is worms or golf.
Yeah,
Oh my
Cheston, you
God.
missed out on some good golf and Worms with Friends.
When was this? I'm sorry that I missed it.
Over
Like
the
at
past, week.
anywhere between 11 p.m. to 2 a.m.
Oh yeah, those are like
It was
hours
late.
for me. Those are my like I'm going to bed at 11. Bed at 11:30.
Don't blame you. I was. Boy, there were a lot of late nights spent golfing. But
Yeah, there
I
really
feel like
was.
we learned a lot.
I've never played that game.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I was late to the party. Very good.
It does what's on the tin. I think it definitely had less content. It was something that I think was in like pre-release for a very long time. So if you pick it up
Yeah.
at launch, you're like, there's 2 courses and like whatever, and now there's like a good variety of courses, some zany options.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, back when I first played, I think there were only like 2 courses or something. So like my friends and I played it and then just like didn't touch it again for a long time. But now there's a
It's one of
bunch.
those games that like it fits into that category of like I want to be on voice chat with people and hang out and then be doing something that doesn't matter that much and doesn't take that much of my brain power and I don't care if I lose. Like
Yeah,
that's where it fits.
yeah.
it's like catching up for lunch, except golf with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just doing
Kinda
trick shots,
true.
which we named the Trevor. It was like
Oh,
playing
boy.
the Trevor style, where it was
What
just
does
like
that even mean?
just trying to break the
Just
course.
trying to do the dumbest
So,
shit. Like,
my-
one of the
my-
options,
It was real good.
My
you can turn on
strategy-
jumping, which
My
is like-
strategy on every course is where is the hole and how can I get the ball directly into that hole. I don't care what the course looks like. I don't care what's happening out there. Just where's the flag? Where's the ball need to go? I'm
Screw
gonna
all,
get that
screw all
way.
the obstacles. Just shoot
Yeah,
directly
no,
from
fuck that.
It was
Where's
Yeah.
the
it was a
flag?
lot
Put it
of
there.
like find a way to launch himself off the course and like bounce off of obstacles outside of the course to end up near the hole.
To be clear, there's a setting to enable jumping, and
Yeah.
that's what enables a lot of this. So
Yeah,
by
it
default,
definitely helps.
you can't just jump your ball.
Yeah.
But if you turn it on, you can just jump the ball whenever you want while it's traveling.
It turned golf into a platformer.
Kind of.
Yeah.
You're like,
I was
I
just watching a
could
trailer
bank
for it.
around these
I think I
corners,
get it.
or I could go directly to the flag and just jump over this wall.
I could jump
I
over
like it.
everything.
I think it turns it into like it's a next level like skill based gameplay.
It keeps it fresh.
It looks
Definitely
it
keeps
feels
it
like
fresh.
mini golf. Like
It is.
Yeah.
It is the base game is just mini golf, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like goofy courses and because it's a video game, you can do some dumb stuff with it, but like it's just mini golf.
All right, are we starting soon?
Yeah. Do we all remember how to set destiny points? Because it's been a while since we've done
oh my
that.
gosh.
Destiny roll.
No.
Player?
Destiny player, I think.
Destiny players how like you use one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's destiny set, right?
Destiny roll?
Let's find out.
Destiny roll.
Destiny roll.
Oh, okay. Destiny roll.
Okay, it's definitely Destiny roll. As we all just broke the bot.
Oh, there we go. All right. Well, what's got me a
It'll get
point?
there. It's probably just getting rate limited. Give it a second.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
there we
what?
go.
What's happening?
Oh boy, this bot has been brought to its knees. There we go.
This one lambda function is just like crawling.
Okay, I think that's all of them. Wow, you guys have a lot to work with going into this one.
Do I
I feel
still
like it's not done
Give.
yet.
a +1?
We'll put it to good use, maybe.
Yeah, very much maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I think we are ready to start here. Everyone
Does
enjoy
Ness
this?
Intro still add a light side Destiny point?
He does, yes. Which is a thing I never remember how to do.
Was it Destiny Light? It was up there.
Destiny
I'm
Light.
dark.
Oh no, that's used light side
Whoops.
point.
Destiny
Set
Dark.
hashtag L.
Yeah, it's like hashtag or something.
There.
Wait,
All right,
Welcome,
we're
Ellen.
back- We're back to neutral here. Okay.
I feel like it missed some of our rolls.
Destiny add light.
2
Oh.
light, 1 dark,
Destiny.
2 dark, 4,
LL.
6, 2. I feel like we should have. We're like missing 2 dice.
Yeah.
We moved
Maybe.
too fast.
There was 6 light, 2 dark.
Did we
that
hit a
we
race
rolled.
condition?
Oh,
I see. Yeah,
It
you're
seems
right. I
like
see
it got pretty
Heat.
crunked up when we all spammed
More
it.
light, one dark. Okay.
It's only using timestamps in the second interval.
There you
it's I've done like Discord bot stuff before, and it seems like
There you go.
your bot will get rate limited pretty heavy on like how often it can send messages.
Yeah.
So maybe they're like using old messages as a way to store state or something.
Oh gosh.
That'd be wild.
That sounds very messy.
Okay. Boop.
Oh, right.
Where we left off here. Anyone want to do a recap of what happened last time?
Shopping? Question mark.
There was shopping.
I mean,
But we had a little bit of like chat. I had like a thing.
Yeah.
Something
Oh
happened.
yes, I should mention, Wolfwoods. You have a special note.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Is
I
it-
remember.
Is it a Christmas note? It's from Vigo. Vigo's friends.
Aw.
It is.
All right, we were laundering money and we were finding out that people want me.
That's right. Yeah.
That's most of what I remember happening.
I
Okay.
remember Wolfowitz had that conversation with the Zolfera, I think,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Hey, it's not my problem. You guys lost your robot.
Yep.
Goodbye." And then they were like, oh, "Okay, that's unfortunate."
I asked
seemed
for
to
a
go
lost
over it.
cat that's on the way.
That's right. You
Yeah.
bought a
Is
lot.
the cat here now?
Yeah, when do you name it?
I don't know. I don't have it yet.
Okay.
Did you buy a pen for it or like a cage
Boy.
to keep it in?
No, you don't cage a lost cat, bro.
No.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. We got our Destiny pool set. We got everybody here. I feel like everyone remembers well enough what happened. But if not, I'll come back quickly here. Okay. I guess I'll read my little opening, and then we'll get started. All right. The Black Sun, the galaxy's most feared crime syndicate. As the Republic's attention is centered on the Separatists, the Black Sun find new freedom to move in the shadows. Few would cross the Black Sun Vigo, but those few do exist out on the rim. Okay, and we will pick up shortly after where we left off, a couple days later when Brawla is up and able to move. Boop. Brawla comes out to collect her cut. Are we giving her the cut?
Yes.
Can we give her the cut, or does it have to be laundered first?
I feel like I remember N7 in particular setting aside money for Brawla.
I think we divided the like safe part equally, accounting for Brawla.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Okay,
know.
so it's part of that money then.
Yeah, we're still sort of waiting for the dirty money to get resolved. To figure
I
out what
have
to do
in
with
my
it.
notes here that N7 set aside 95,000. It looks like 835.
I think so I think she got a share, and then I think someone might have like given her part of their share or something.
Okay.
Wasn't that you, Des? Or,
Or maybe,
I
maybe
am
that's
not.
just the equal share, and I'm bad at math.
I'm not taking any of the dirty money. I'm only taking the like clean money, and then I'm forfeiting the dirty money.
let's stop calling it dirty money.
I saw you.
I mean,
Money is money.
It's dirty money.
This is just highly desirable money.
It's very
oh,
dirty
God.
money.
Jess is angry. Look at the angry eyebrows.
It's your
Oh
dumb
my
dirty
God.
money.
To get it to do that?
What?
Do you have to like frown really hard for it to emote?
It's a
No,
7.
they're like preset rigs, so that's why it's a little like choppy sometimes. I just have them keybound to my mouse.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, wow, it seems like you're frowning for a really hard one, like long enough time.
This is gonna be the future. You're gonna be on like a Zoom call for work, and people are just gonna have perfect control of their facial emotions.
I was really hoping it was gonna be more like Snow Crash, but
Oh wow.
close enough, I guess.
Oh, that's good. All right. Well, Brawla happily accepts her cut, and she's like, "Thanks, but Des, do me a favor. Next time you get an idea like this, call Krull instead." And she goes to leave.
Bye, Bruella.
And Brawla kind of comes to a start as the loading bay door opens, and there is a droid there in some sort of very official-looking uniform, and he's got some kind of crate, and he goes, "I got a delivery here for a Desilao Seond."
Oh.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Who sent the package?
He says, "Well, I believe you ordered for it, ma'am. Got one exotic animal on board?"
Yes, that's for me. Thank you.
Great. Happy hunting. And he just kind of opens up this crate, and a loth cat just goes running into the loading bay.
I'm so excited.
Starts sniffing around the sides.
Oh, you got an icon for it. Yay.
Yep. There it is. He goes, "Thank you for your service." And he just kind of like gives you a little salute. And he goes, "All right, we're out, boys," and then heads back to his ship. And there is now a loth cat loose in the loading bay.
Do I get to control it, or is it you only control
One
it?
does
no.
not simply control a loth cat.
Is it
Right now,
trained?
no.
That's. It's just a fucking loth cat. That's all. She bought a wild animal.
Oh,
Like
great.
a
You're like-
bobcat, basically. You bought a bobcat, and you were like, "This seems like a good idea."
So currently, no. But over time, as you
Ooh, like an RPG, like training.
you develop an understanding with the loth cat, and eventually you will have control of it. But right now, it's just wild and very confused.
Wait, what's the temperament of loth cats versus earth dogs or cats or foxes?
That is a great question, and I have read a lot about loth cats recently.
Oh, actually?
Yes,
He's a
can't imagine why I had to do that. So
The things players make GMs go through.
So, loth cats very much enjoy. They're very much like jungle cats, so they like verticality. So they like to be on top of things and climbing things. So you got that to deal with. It actually does have stats if you would like to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your loth cat. Hi. Yes. I'm talking about a different kind of cat. Your loth cat actually has a soak of 2.
Ooh.
It's only got a wound threshold of 6.
Oh, poor baby.
Not very durable.
Yeah, it's got an agility of 4, but the most surprising thing about the loth cat in the books is that they have Pierce 2 by default.
Oh, wow, those are some sharp claws. I don't want to mess with that cat.
That makes sense. Like body some stormtroopers like everything does in Star Wars. So
But yeah, so for the time being, he's going to be wild. Also they can see in the dark.
Great.
So yeah, he's sniffing around, kind of.
Does he have do we have like a crate or something for him on?
Yeah.
Well, how does this work? Or is this cat just gonna be like ornery and fucking us all up?
We're gonna lure it into one of the crew quarters, Des's crew quarters, and
Yeah,
we're gonna
right.
lock it in there.
Ness is just gonna lock himself in his room now.
Hey, M7, you like building things. If I buy some scrap, can you buy like a loth cat tower? That's also potentially like disposes of its poo.
God.
So it's also an auto-changing litter box. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, what he said.
It's gonna cost you.
Okay.
Well, it's either this N7 or the cat probably sleeps in your belly, probably pries you open and sleeps inside you.
Oh no!
Oh no.
I don't like that.
I mean, it's mostly
That
gonna
can't
hurt us
be- that
organics,
can't
but
be
it's definitely
good
gonna
for
mess
the
with you guys too.
Yeah.
Can I also roll? I mean, the closest thing I have would be, I guess, perception to like try and use the force to see how the cat's doing or connect with it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You sense that it is alive.
You know what? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what. Why don't you just give me a force roll?
Okay.
And let's see. Let's
And
see.
I have one force
get?
point still.
What's your force rating?
I think it's just one,
Oh,
right?
that's unfortunate. But yeah, I don't remember. Did you get one from? I don't remember.
Did you buy a second one?
Did you buy a second one while training with what's her name? Severa?
Oh, yeah. But I don't know where I marked it down on my sheet.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Listen, it's not cheap to get a force rating, right?
The second hardest problem in Star Wars is remembering to write things down.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm really close to getting one through my tree, but I don't see a
goodness. Hi.
spot where I've marked it down, so I actually don't know if I'm one or two.
Come here. Come here. Oh my
I can't
God.
remember if you spent experience to up your force rating or not.
I
know
spent
it's
experience to up my lightsaber for sure.
Come here. I need you to chill. I need you to chill the fuck out.
All right, I'll just do one F.
You can't tell a loft cat to chill, okay?
No chill.
Hey. She's just clawing the crap out of my knee.
Ooh.
You get on the right side too.
Okay.
I hope you're not wearing
Easy way to
shorts.
solve this, I think, is I just look at the dice roll channel and see the last time you did a force roll.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I'll do that. Well, she got one anyway, so it's fine.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's good enough to be able to tell that right now it's mostly like afraid. It's right now just kind of like getting a sense of its surroundings, so it's sticking to the corners and the walls and like sort of sniffing about. Starts climbing on some of N7's scrap to kind of get a better vantage of things. Kind of gets up high.
Did I buy food with it when I bought the loft cat, or do I need to buy food?
You know,
Oh,
let's say
did you buy
that they.
food?
Oh, I didn't realize this episode was going to be Des gets a cat.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, so I mean, Brawla also just kind of like watches all this happen and then just kind of leaves. You know,
Smart.
Yeah.
She's not gonna hang out there too much more.
We should maybe
Okay,
all do
Meg,
that.
you have two. You have a force rating of 2.
Okay, sweet.
Okay, good.
The last time you used the force power though was back in June. Just FYI.
Wow.
I literally had to go all the way back to 6/6, like 2020, just to see.
Oh my God.
It's been a minute.
God.
I wrote it down now too.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, yeah. So I mean, with your force like sort of reaching out, you can tell that it's mostly just sort of anxious.
I mean, am I able to be like, "Hi, I'm here for you"? I guess that was also part of the like.
No. I mean, it can kind of sense that you're sort of reading it, but that's no.
Okay.
Not without having some sort of like force ability that allows you to do that. You have not quite tapped into that.
I would just like to continually cautiously approach said cat and hopefully have food for it. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to get to. Is just like
Um,
signal to cat, I have food for you, and you stay with me in my quarters
Sure.
and not get fucking cut by it.
Good luck with this.
what do I want to do with this? I mean, you guys had a lot of time to prepare last time, so I will be generous and say that you prepared for this thing's arrival ahead of time.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah. However,
We use
we
a
are.
destiny point to say that we were prepared for
I
survival of
almost
said
thought
loft
about-
cat.
I thought about doing it.
I mean, I don't care. Go ahead. Let us use one if it makes it less of a nightmare for the rest.
How do I want to do this though?
Did you already make that, Sean? Or did you just
I mean, I
find
just
that?
now.
What?
I just made it.
Yeah.
So I think what we're gonna do is make this a streetwise check or survival.
Oh God.
Survival feels more appropriate.
Is the cat making this check?
No, so Des is gonna make this. It's gotta roll this. You know
I don't know
what?
if it's a streetwise
Actually,
cat.
Did you name the cat yet?
I
Cats are
like
pretty
the way
streetwise.
I like the way that you think, Wolfwitz, and this cat is gonna make a check, but it's not gonna be that.
Against what difficulty?
Give me 1 second here. Find out how this went. Wow. Okay, so good news. When that cat jumped up on N7 scrap, it's like it didn't nudge it at all, didn't mess with anything. Like that cat just bounced up there and disturbed nothing. The pile is still just as still as it was before. For you, Des, we're going to say difficulty of 2, but with a setback die as well because he's currently anxious. And that's going to be against your survival skill.
And setback die is S, right?
Setback die is S.
What? It's a hermit class?
Hermit class.
Okay. So you make an effort to sort of like reach out with a treat and sort of offer your hand to the Lothcat. And it kind of comes down a little bit, gives it a little sniff, and then immediately retreats back to the safety of the top of the scrap pile. So you've made a little bit of progress in that it doesn't hate you, but it doesn't trust you enough yet to actually take the treat.
Okay, well, I'm going to leave food and water out for it.
Okay.
Somewhere.
All right, great. So yeah, I mean, the Lothcat really has taken a liking to the scrap pile so far.
This seems very real.
So it's gonna stay there for now.
If they had just left us with the crate that it came in, like that's all we needed for a habitat.
They need that for other Lothcat deliveries.
I was gonna say, don't buy the cat anything. Just give it a box. That'll be very happy.
That's
Give
the
it
trick.
trash.
Yeah, whatever you buy for the cat, it will appreciate the box it came in more.
It's also kind of rude that he showed up with a live animal and was like, "Here, opened it, let it run free," and then was like, later with the box. Like, it's like someone like getting something from Amazon and the dude like knocks on your door and you open it up and he's like, "Here you go," and he just dumps it out of the box and walks away.
You gotta pay extra for the box, evidently.
Yeah, cost cutting.
He's out of here with that.
There's a war on, damn it. They need those boxes.
Yeah, we're not gonna settle that. Okay, Lothcat, he's here. He's here. Okay. So Ness, you are heading to the Jedi Temple. You are summoned to undergo some training with your new shield. So you are out of there for now.
Oh, that's
We
right.
will.
Was this like your yearly training refresh?
So we will
Let's go
return.
back to boot camp.
We will return to you. So these next couple of things are kind of going to take place over a little periods of time here and there. We're kind of going to zip things along. So Wolfwoods, you had a letter.
I got a note.
You did get a note. What are you going to do
Yes.
about that note? What's your plan?
Well, so the note was germane to the desirable money situation. The money laundering thing. So if we don't have anything to do for 2 days, I will take a very long and protracted nap.
Okay, great.
Wow.
All right.
Got
So
some
we
sleep
will.
to catch up on.
So
Yeah.
you are heading to the meeting point then to do as requested.
Let's see here. Let's think. All right, so I guess. All right, I need. So just to like table set there, like I need the money in a briefcase, essentially, or in some sort of case. So
Yeah.
I assume that we have one of those. Or
Yeah,
I should
actually,
go out and
it's,
find one. And
it's
that's what I spend
actually.
my 2 days.
There you go.
Wow, it's like deal or no deal. And I'm one of the models. I love it.
Yeah. So that is the case that currently contains the 800,000 credits that are marked for Republic use.
The Bank of the Republic, or whatever.
Bank of the Republic. Sorry. Yes.
Not officially related to the Republic.
No.
Okay, excellent. Cool. So I'm just gonna take this money and I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
If I don't come back, avenge my death.
Did he just steal from us?
Unclear.
Okay. So while Wolfwitz is going to that meeting, A1, you have the deal of your unconscious brother with his training bolt on him to deal with. What's
Yeah.
your plan there?
So I realized that besides putting the restraining bolt, did you say he had like modifications to make him a battle droid, and could those have been like disassembled?
Let me take.
I don't know if he's heavily modified like me, or like what exactly happened.
Sure.
What I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like,
So
it would have made sense to put on the restraining bolt, but also like take any built-in weaponry or what have you.
Is there precedent in the Star Wars universe to do something like, can I like remove a droid's head and have that still be like active and have access to its memory and everything, but it can't control its danger body?
yes, there is definitely precedent for that. In fact, in Attack of the Clones, C-3PO ends up
Yeah.
on the head of many
Yeah.
different battle
That's a great
droids.
point. I want to remove the head, and I know that sounds grotesque and like barbaric, but I want to
Oh, barbaric.
detach the weapons, i.e., remove
How
the head.
uncivilized.
Okay. All right. Why don't you go ahead and give me a mechanics check? We're gonna say against a difficulty of 3 for this one.
I'd offer to help, but I know you don't need it.
And
You
you
fine.
I
may
won't ask.
absolutely use that boost die that you're gonna ask me if you can use.
Oh, I just get that for free for mechanics checks. I don't even have
Okay,
to ask you. Yeah.
Oh, it just always works for mechanics?
The utility arm is like specifically very good for mechanics checks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I did very good.
Nice.
Pulling up my session 8 sheet here to look at what Z9 had.
Yeah.
So he had the equivalent of heavy battle armor sort of grafted onto him. I do not know if you already have that or not, or what you have.
I mean, yeah, I technically already have heavy battle armor. I'm not looking for things for
Okay.
me so much as like if I return him to Meredith as a accounting droid, there's no reason for him to be a battle equipped droid anymore.
That makes sense. Let me see
Yeah.
how that roll went. Perfect. Okay, so head detached, no problem. So in the wrists, you find both vibro knives that were sort of like on like a flip that sort of came out.
Assassin's Creed style.
Yeah, and then near the bottom of the wrists, like the knives are sort of further up, and then near the bottom of the wrists were 2 flamethrowers.
What?
Okay,
Okay.
so those aren't letter openers.
Yeah, technically it is called an underbarrel flame projector, not a flamethrower.
Okay.
Um,
And those were
that's-
in his arms?
those were in his arms. Yes.
Dang.
Impressive.
He never got a chance to use any of those things.
He got blasted pretty bad, so
He got that. Yeah, that bomb took off all but I think like 2 wounds, like immediately.
Yeah. Womp womp. They don't make them like they used to.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. So the stats on those underbarrel flame projectors, by the way, if you want them, is damage 10, crit 2, burst 5, blast 2.
Is it a weapon?
It is technically an attachment to weapons.
Okay.
And it also adds cumbersome +1 to whatever it's attached to.
Yeah, no.
So is he like special in that he is able to attach weapon attachment to his arms?
Yeah, when it comes to like NPC creation, they give you a lot of wiggle room and like.
Oh, you're the GM. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You don't have to follow the rules, Trevor.
I don't. No, I can do whatever I want. So yeah, that's what he had attached to his arms, which I think I will probably make that a separate mechanics check to like safely detach those. But I won't make you roll to identify any other specialty items he had. You're able to find all those easily now. Do you wish to try and detach these flamethrowers from his wrists?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that like someone sort of owns him, right? And they paid money to like specialize him. Don't you think they're gonna come looking for him in his fancy body?
I mean,
Nope.
it's very unclear. So
Nobody's coming. Don't worry.
yeah, out of context, if I remember what happened, he got swapped for me, got sent to some planet that I don't remember the name of to do battle tests. Was heavily modified, and then they decided he was a failure and got like ejected. And then he turned to a life of crime in order to try and seek revenge on me.
Yeah. All right, fuck it. Let's
I
rip
think
him
if
off.
we just return him back to like factory condition, then he's a perfectly functional accounting droid, and I think Meredith would appreciate that. And also, I probably should stop hanging around Meredith since I'm a wanted man. But like, you know, those are just my thoughts.
Old
You're
habits
definitely
die
not
hard.
wanted
Okay?
anymore, right? I think
What?
you're not wanted anymore, right?
My obligation went up, not down.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay.
He's-
Yeah,
he's
I'll
wanted,
I'll rip shit off of him. It's whatever.
He's wanted by different people now.
Wait, they're different people? I
Well,
thought they
the-
were the same
The
people.
monetary bounty is gone.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, the monetary
It's
bounty.
like I
on
was
Reddit.
wanted before. I'm still wanted now, but I was also wanted before.
Yeah, now
wanted.
you're wanted. Now
I was
you're wanted.
before, but I still am.
You're wanted, and also there is another bot that the Republic refused to give up into their custody, and now they're not quite pleased about that either.
Yeah.
What
Right.
difficulty do I have to roll to
Um,
get these attachments off?
To remove these attachments, it is going to be 3 difficulty and 1 setback die.
No such thing.
Oh, right, because you can just say no thank you. No setback die for me today, please.
I have a particular set of skills,
Oh.
Trevor.
Oh, wow.
Holy fuck. Okay, so add 2 vibro knives and 2 underbarrel flame projectors
Dang.
to your
Okay.
inventory.
Do we have like a crew storage?
I have like a ship inventory that I just
Okay.
sort of like dump some shit in. If you want me to write those down in the ship inventory, you can toss them in the pile.
'Cause, yeah, I put them in there. I don't particularly have use for them, kind of.
Did everyone here see the movie Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm imagining the ship like inventory, like after the end of the movie when they go find all the weapons they took from the old guy on the farm. Just like open
Yeah.
the door and there's just like a sea mine and like
Double like shotguns.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of
Um,
like if we could convert it into meaningful scrap, that's one thing, or if we could sell it back for a real profit, that's another. My understanding is neither of those are the case. So,
I can turn anything into scrap, but it's also like
will it be a lot
I
of
feel
scrap?
like I feel like some vibro knives and underbarrel flame projectors, like having those lying around, they're effectively equivalent to like whatever their value is in scrap from my point of view. Where like it doesn't matter if they're together or apart.
it's based on
I'm gonna
monetary
try to make
value, how
something.
much scrap something's worth.
yeah, the scrap is all calculated in like credit cost.
That's weird because you'd think a vibro
Yeah.
knife isn't actually that much scrap. Like you're not going to be able to make a lot.
It's not like valued based on mass, right? Like a vibro knife has very valuable bits in it compared to like a crowbar, and so
Sure.
a vibro knife is going to be worth more scrap. It's a very like weird abstract currency, and I
Okay,
think it makes
yeah.
sense to not make it too complicated.
All right, yeah, I won't question it. Sure.
So that's 2 vibro knives and 2 underbarrel flame projectors.
2 underbarrel flame projectors.
Which are weapon mods.
Yes.
That's fine. I wrote those
actually
down. Is it just 2
require-
vibro knives, or are they weird fancy vibro knife things?
No, they're very normal vibro knives.
Okay. Okay. I'll just write that down, and I'm sure we'll remember what that means.
I mean, it's like a default melee weapon thing. If I
Yeah,
didn't
it's-
use brawl,
I mean
instead of
the
melee, I'd
weird
use it.
underbarrel flame projectors.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
underbarrel
one of the
flame
cool
projectors
things you
are
could use, but then you're like, wait, why don't I just use auto fire forehead? And then you.
Okay, Paul.
I didn't
Because
download
the other
the
so much
game,
cooler.
okay?
The other thing about the underbarrel flame projector is that, like, when I was looking at them for the purposes of like character creation, it's a thing that looks neat, but it also uses 2 hard points on your gun instead of just
Yeah.
1. So you're also your opportunity cost for adding more mods also drops.
Yeah,
by
that
getting
could have
those
been an
nice
augmented spin barrel. Like,
right.
Now that
okay,
I looked
yeah.
at the inventory on the ship, we also have a speeder bike that I finished crafting last time. So that if you have a a little icon for that. That'd be cool to throw that in the hangar.
I was just about to say, I think I may have just the thing.
Does the Lothcat go into cargo inventory?
No,
Lothcat goes
That's not
wherever
okay.
it wants.
I mean he is kind of part of the inventory.
Oh no!
No.
He doesn't have a
That's
name, so he's like inventory at this
What
point.
is the name of the Lothcat?
No.
Whoa. Watch out.
Lothcat
The
go to
Lothcat-
Lothcat is at siege engine level right now.
What?
Okay. But what does that mean? It's called Siege Engine? Are
No,
we naming the
it just
Lothcat?
means that we can't really control it, and it's bound to, I guess, apparently do damage.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say, steer clear of the Lothcat. It'll mess you up when it's sleeping 16 hours a day.
Yeah, that's true. For exactly 2 hours of the day, this Lothcat is so dangerous.
You gotta watch out.
All those other hours, it's probably asleep somewhere. But those 2 hours, man, you know them.
Steer clear. Those three pierced claws are coming for you.
Okay, all right. So he's been stripped of his weapons. His head is detached. What's next for Z9 here?
I mean, this is when I was like, does it make sense to wake him up and like talk to him, or just like drill into his memories? I'm like, how does that work? That's what I was kind of.
So the next thing to do a factory reset, the next thing would be a computer check.
Sure, but before we factory reset, we'd want to like, I'm trying to. Does he know things? I'm trying to remember if that's a thing that's worth even
what
investigating.
What does he know? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Could we do something like try to grab a backup of his memory banks and then wipe him and then like have this backup that we can look at later?
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Like in terms of motivations, I'm like, what are the ethics A of factory setting a droid, and B, it's sort of like I think the only thing that he'd know that's super relevant. Well, we could find out where all the credits came from, which is the thing we were debating a lot of like, is it dirty money? But I guess we know all that already.
We kind of knew it was pretty dirty.
And then it'd more just be like I'd find out potentially more about what I was supposed to do? Question mark. And right now I know nothing.
Like,
so that seems important.
I would assume, based on my knowledge of computers, that we can probably take a backup of his memory banks pretty easily.
Yes.
Okay.
And then probably power him up and let you have a conversation with him, and then decide whether or not he's a threat and whether we should factory reset him or what.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds good.
We do that.
Okay. All right. So we have a backup of Z9's bit. I'll make a note of that. Okay. Z9 is backed up. Okay, and then I guess you're just waking up his head, huh?
I guess. I don't know.
I'll prop him up on a broom or something, or like some boxes, so that he's like at head level.
Great.
Do you want to make another like fake corpse? Put him on that?
No.
Okay.
I have a tripod somewhere I can stick him on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want, I was gonna say, you want to go try and get some scrap from the Lothcat?
No, I figure it's best to not.
Oh yeah, you go wake up that cat. Let's find out what happens. I really want to see what happens.
All right. Yeah. I mean, you find something to sort of prop him up on, broomstick, tripod, the speeder bike, something, and you put his head on there, and I take it you're booting it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Turns on. And Z9 sort of looks around for a minute, and then looks down. He goes, bother. And he looks up at A1. He goes, you, what happened in there?
You mean the factory? You kind of got knocked out, and now we're here.
He says, where's the rest of me?
Around, didn't seem like you'd need it anymore, so we decided to, take it apart.
He sighs and he's like, could you not have ruined my life anymore?
Yeah, about that. Like, what happened to you?
Z9 is like, I spent 6 months out in Kashyyyk, out in Nalhutta. I was fighting everywhere I went, and it was supposed to be you all along.
It does sound like a lot of fun.
He doesn't like that. He did not. His eyes sort of like flicker, and it looks like he's blinking a lot for a minute. And there's like a deep sigh, which is a little weird because droids don't have to breathe really, but he does it anyway. And he goes, "Yep, you would enjoy that, wouldn't you? You would." He goes, "Listen, I'll have you know that while I was here, that lady got the best ROI she ever had. Much more than you ever did."
I'm not very good at that. Yes, it's true.
So he says, "All right, so what's the plan then? You gonna toss me out the window, crush my head? What's the deal?"
So what did you do with Meredith? Or like, how'd you convince her to get on that cruise ship?
Well, it was very easy. I showed up one day looking like you, and I told her, "Here's tickets to the cruise."
Oh, okay.
Like, you wouldn't believe how easy it was. You would think that you're never home.
I rarely am. And honestly, that's what I wanted to talk to you about, because Meredith does need an actual accountant, and you seem to know a lot more than I do. So would that be something that interests you?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a negotiation roll?
Okay.
We'll make it a difficulty of 2. Let's say 2. I'm gonna say when he's ahead on a table, you've got some leverage on him.
Okay. What's with the eyes, man?
I'm very curious to see if you can get this to happen.
I put skill points in negotiation just in case.
Unbelievable. That's really good. Okay. Yeah, so Z9 thinks about it for a minute, and he's like, yeah, you know what? Those terms are agreeable. I'll do it. But let me tell you this, A1. One of these days, that lady is going to run a CBA, and she's going to realize that she doesn't need you.
What is this?
Isn't that what he's proposing right now?
I'm like,
peanut gallery from the other side of the room.
isn't that a good thing for both of us?
He raises he says, if I had access to my hand, I would raise it and I would shake your hand and I would say, "May the best droid win." So he's on.
That's still what's happening.
Look, he's just competitive. I respect his vigor.
He just wants to win. Leave him alone.
I like the cut of his jib.
Z9's really stuck in the adversarial mode, but you got him on board.
Okay, cool. This works very nicely for the both of us, because I feel like I should probably not. I should lay low for a while, considering the Zoltan Corporation is looking for me. So I think it's actually like very convenient that you're willing to step in and fulfill that role. But I would also like to stay in contact, just in case anything comes up. Meredith has a habit of getting in trouble sometimes.
He says, "Yes, I've noticed." And Z9 goes, "Okay, well, if we're gonna do this, can I have my body back?"
Oh yeah, sure, of course. And 7, can you help with the body?
Yeah.
I don't know how plug and play these things are. Is it like putting components in a PC, or is it like
It's like a hex screw? It's not a big
doing
deal.
stuff on like a car where I'm like, I don't want to
Putting
touch
together
it.
a bookshelf from IKEA.
Yeah. Every droid has a little like clip in the back where the Allen key stays. It's just like, all right.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll save you from doing another roll to reattach his head. Although it could be funny, but no,
Forward
we're not
to
going to do it.
backwards.
Yeah, we're not going to do it. You successfully disassembled him very well, and you got that crit earlier. So we're going to say you know his way around that droid pretty well.
I like to think when I removed his attachments, I also I made sure the arms looked nice. It was all nice and polished and clean. It's not like it wasn't a hack job.
You put out a little piece of tape and put all the screws very nicely next to each other. So
I mean, I'm fine if he looks like the half-assembled C-3PO, honestly.
No, I want him to look
Cable
nice.
showing, guts out.
Why do I care about Meredith more than you do now?
I
Things
guess.
are-
I don't know if Meredith cares about that kind of thing. She can barely see.
Yeah. So once E9 is assembled, he's sort of like doing a bunch of stuff with his arms, and he kind of like flicks open like little slots on his arm, and he's like, "Okay, where are my knives? And where's the fire?
You don't need them anymore. Do you?
May I at least have a knife?"
For what?
For what?
He says, "To defend myself."
Give him a butter knife.
Against bank tellers?
He says,
Bank
"Listen,"
robbers.
he says, "Listen, I have been on Coruscant for about a week and a half, and it's been nothing but bounty hunters and gunfire and Republic
Just
officers."
because you put a bounty on our head.
You're gonna put that all behind you, okay?
Do you want the restraining bolt off? Like,
Yeah.
He goes, okay. You know what? You make a solid point. I would like the restraining bolt off. Please remove it. You are correct. I am making a mountain out of a molehill."
thank you. I really like your vibro knives.
Are you removing this restraining bolt?
We're pretty sure that those were his only weapons, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got a crit. You were able to you can easily know that you have found all of the dangerous pieces on him.
Can we tell if he was lying about making the deal? Like, is that a thing that I should care about?
Lying. Oh, I'm gonna say.
How honest are droids?
Well, so this is a situation where normally you could call Nesprinto, but that's not going to work on a droid. So
That's true.
He will not be able to tell you. So I'm thinking about what skill would do that for you normally, and I don't know that there is one. I think the Force is sort of a cheat code in that regard.
Is there not an equivalent? Like D&D has an insight, which is like reading people,
Yeah.
reading like body language and stuff.
Would it be like an opposed what's it called?
Oh,
Deception
you're
check?
right. It would probably be an opposed deception check. That's exactly what it would be.
Okay.
So you know what? Yeah, we should do that. We haven't really done an opposed check before.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah, this could be
I
fun.
didn't even know about that.
Yeah,
What do
so
I
these
oppose it
exist.
with?
So the only time that I have ever almost done this before is when N7 and Wolfowitz were really getting into it over stopping to rescue droids.
Oh my god.
Oh, I
'cause-
forgot about that.
Yeah, so that was a time where I almost needed to look into it because we almost had a crew-to-crew interaction, and those are almost always opposed. Okay, so I believe the way that this works.
It is deception versus discipline.
Yeah.
Do you just like roll no difficulty or something?
So the way that it works is the
Like
active
my
character.
difficulty is the discipline.
Yeah.
If he's
So-
deceiving me.
Yeah. So basically like A1's discipline skill becomes what he has to oppose for his deception check.
Wow, that's crazy. It's the first time
Yeah.
we're doing this.
So
The crazy part is the first time we're doing this.
Yeah, I know. So this is one of those things that like, right? When you guys ask like, hey, I want to try and like deceive this guy or lie to this guy or something, I'm using their stats to create like the target. So in a way, you have done this before. It's just that I've never put a name to it.
Got
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what is your
Discipline?
Yes.
It is. I'm debating if I want to use the poll to upgrade this. It is 3, but I feel like I should upgrade it just to be sure.
Yeah. So any of your yellows will become like challenge die for him, and then the greens will just be difficulty die. So it could be worthwhile to
Yeah,
bump
I
one of
think
them up.
this I want to. I don't like getting lied to. So do I do Destiny player basically?
Yeah, Destiny player. And that'll
Okay.
flip one.
That'll be 3 challenge and 1 difficulty. Sorry, 2. I did that backwards.
One
1 challenge
challenge,
and 2
2
difficulty.
Okay, and that's going to be against his deception skill.
I'm hoping it's bad because mine's bad, but maybe not.
His isn't.
He's an accountant. It's probably pretty good.
It's not the worst. Yeah.
Why is an accountant cunning?
That's a good question.
Yeah, so he's gonna have bop, 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 bop. Boom.
Oh my god.
Hey, he failed.
Oh, thank goodness. Whew.
He failed. So good news. You're fairly confident he was on the level about taking the job.
Yeah.
So he 100% thinks that this is like now a rivalry, and he needs to prove that he can make more money than you. And like he's gonna try to convince the old lady to kick you to the curb.
Okay.
So that's you're fairly confident that he's straightforward on that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
All right. Well, Z9 is like, all right. Well, I guess I better get to it. Restraining bolt, please.
Yeah, sure. I assume he's also like still pretty dinged up from that fight.
He's
Like-
still very messed up. Yeah.
I'll take the restraining bolt off and like fix him up and get him good to go.
Okay.
It's probably a couple rolls, but that's okay.
Yeah, it is. So go ahead and first do a mechanics check against difficulty of 3. Okay,
There we go.
that's nice for him. That'll be helpful. Yeah, so you find a few places where you can easily like pop something out or replace an easily like removable part with something else that's not busted. Kind of get him looking a little bit better. He's still pretty banged up. But he kind of like moves his leg and he goes, "Thanks, pal." And he's like, "All right, well, may the best droid win." And he leaves.
Wait, shouldn't I like go with them to talk to Meredith?
You might want to
About
do that.
This, yeah, I think I'm like, no, I'm coming with you. Is Meredith back yet? How long is this cruise?
You guys can go pick her up.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. That makes sense.
Wait, Meredith is still on this cruise?
No, I think he's done the cruise.
It's only been like a day.
I was gonna say it's actually only been like a day or two since.
Oh.
Yeah. Isn't this like a
Okay.
long thing?
Yeah, no, I guess I release him into the.
God,
In a
it's
while.
It's such like a dependency complex here. Jeez.
All
Hey,
right.
it's not easy being a droid.
Yeah. All right. So we'll take you guys away from there for now. Okay. Why don't we bounce over to
The Nest training sequence.
not yet.
In my mind,
what is
you're like, he has to go train for the shield. I'm like, is he still in the tutorial still?
He's currently completing his shield tutorial. So Wolfowitz, this is your drop point.
Ooh. It looks like a it looks like a mucus.
Oh, it's supposed to be like a street lamp.
Oh.
But yeah, okay,
Oh.
sure. I guess it does kind of look. It does look sort of bog-like, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got an aura, like a stinky aura.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was supposed to be an asset for like a forest map. Probably could have found something better in Roll20.
It's okay. We're in a sketchy part of town.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you wait here for a little bit. Briefcase. Did you bring it?
Yes.
Is it the real briefcase or a ringer? That's the real question.
This one's full of my undies.
Yeah.
Okay. You threw out a ringer for a ringer.
The whites.
Yep. Okay. So you wait there for a little bit. And a Chiss fellow of some kind comes on over.
Ooh.
Um,
No, I'm sorry, sir. Not interested.
no, thank you.
Are you gonna get kidnapped again?
And he
Actually,
says,
wait. Are we about to have a sex storyline?
he says, "Are you the one I need to see about the dewback?"
I am, but you'd probably have better luck with a Varactyl.
He nods.
I'll put down the briefcase.
Great.
Give him a nod.
He picks it up and he says, "Thank you. I'll consider a Varactyl instead." And he's off.
Excellent. Good day.
Drop is made. Okay. Now
We're out.
that's it. Very easy moment for Wolfowitz. So now we can go over to Ness. And Ness, why don't you just immediately give me... yeah, we're going to immediately have you do a lightsaber skill check for me.
Oh.
Just to find out how this scene is going.
Skelly doesn't attack you in Hades. Wait a second. Why? She, any difficulty?
We're going to say a 3 on this one, I think.
Okay.
Hey! All right. Okay, so Ness, you are...
Oh wow, you're good with that.
I am good. Yeah, I mean, Ness is good with a lightsaber. Wait.
So Ness, the master who is available for your training is Ala Sakura. She's a Twi'lek master.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you got your shield going, and she is trying to come at you from a bunch of different angles, and you are successfully just sort of like parrying a bunch of them away.
Should there be a different screen right now, by the way?
Yeah, no, I did not prepare one for this particular moment, but we are going to.
But we can.
Go to.
I mean, we have Nick's VTuber. We can think of just spinning.
We can go to this hallway. This extremely bright hallway.
If anyone feels like attempting to draw Ness, like training with a shield.
Oh,
I mean,
hold on, let me get in on this.
Thank you for reminding me that the freehand drawing tools.
Oh no.
I mean, the rest of us have nothing to do, right? We just got to draw this guy wall up with a lightsaber.
Okay.
Anyway,
So yeah.
continue.
that's a sweet plasma shield.
So yeah, I mean, you're reflecting all of the shots from the training saber fairly well, and she stops and goes, "Wow, you're a quick study, Ness."
Thank you. Master Frida taught me well.
And no sooner do you say those words than you hear his voice saying, "I'm impressed." And he steps into the training room.
He lived.
And he lived. When his hand comes up, you notice it is now mechanical.
It's very Skywalker of him.
Yes, all the way up to the arm. He lost the whole thing.
Oh, geez, that's
Ouch.
worse than Anakin. Damn.
Yeah. But he walks in. He says, "Ness, I'm very glad you made it out of Camino."
Master Frida, I'm glad that the Force has let us reconvene and connect at the Jedi Temple. How is your new? Yeah, how's the?
Kind of like he's doing this little number.
Yeah, as he's doing that, how does that feel? Is it does it hamper your use of the Force at all?
He says, I'm still getting used to it, but I suppose in a time of war, it was only a matter of time before I lost one of my 2 arms. And he says, Ness, there's something I need to discuss with you. So you may remember the woman that you brought back from Camino, yes?
Ooh.
Yes, the
So-
Sith.
So as-
Alina Daru, right?
He nods and he goes, yes. So he puts like an arm around you and sort of gently guides you away from Sakura as he's sort of talking about this. And he goes, currently only a few Jedi Masters are aware of her presence in the temple. It's a very confusing and unusual thing. But the reason I needed to speak to you is she wants to talk to you and Des. And she will only talk to you or Des. I told Master Yoda and Master Windu that I would let you decide if you feel comfortable doing that. But if not, we can let her sit for a while longer. What do you say?
I am ready for this, Master, and let me. I will reach out and I'll let Des know, and the 2 of us will chat with her together. I think that's the appropriate course of action here.
He nods and he says, we have her monitored at all times, so if anything goes wrong, we will be at the ready.
Master Frida, one question. Were Masters Windu and Yoda were not able to get anything from her at all? Ness kind of a little concerned.
He thinks about it for a moment and he's like, she has not been forthcoming. to say the least. Master Yoda attempted to peer into her mind, but even he couldn't get in there.
Understood, Master. I will see what we can learn.
All right. So you're getting Des in on this, yes?
Yes. So immediately, where's my prop? I'll just pretend this is this little flash drive thing. Will be my communicator now.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Ness. This is Ness from at the Jedi Temple right now. Are you there?
I am. I got my lost cat.
I love cat. That's great. I'm glad you were able to get what you wanted out of our last mission. I need to see you at the Jedi Temple. Do you remember the Sith we had brought back with us, Alina Daru? It seems that she's only willing to speak to you and me, and I'd like to see if we can get some information out of her, just about what's going on. And I think it's important that you come over and help us out this time.
I don't know that I really want to speak with her.
Nice facial expression change.
I've had a lot of bad experiences with running in and touching relics and other things. Is this something that you really want my help with?
I believe you fared much better than I did at the Sith Temple, and I think if I were to speak to her alone, it might not end up as well as if I had you there to back me up. I'd appreciate your support in this matter, just so I don't have to go in alone.
Okay. Hold on a second. Hand 7.
I hear someone's loth cat, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Wolfowitz's loth cat.
I have both next to me as well.
I need to.
And I'm like, oh, kitty.
Yeah.
I need to join Ness at the Jedi Temple by special request. Can you watch the loth cat or help me wrangle it into my room?
She's asking N7, not me.
Yeah.
Okay,
You'll
that's
kill
probably
it.
for the best. But
That makes sense. Anyone might just.
Do you have?
I wouldn't. There's a stun setting, okay?
Do you have?
Ideally it just gets built the loth cat tower, then we're good and it's in my room and not on the ship anyways. This is what I was asking
Wow,
earlier.
It's gonna take a while to build a Lothcat tower. You should really get started on that.
I was asking for your help. I will remember this when we talk about lightsaber training.
You bought a Lothcat that's gonna poop all over my ship. Like, yeah, fine, okay, let's wrangle it into your room. You're the one who has to sleep with that crap, literally.
Yeah.
Listen, your roommate, you got a cat. Now you got to deal with it.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so
Ness,
Des,
I'll be there once we get the lost cat secured.
Thank you, Des. I appreciate that. I'll let the masters know. May the force be with you. And I'll hang up.
Yeah, please send force 5s this
God,
way,
sorry.
thanks.
Force 5s. Force emoji.
Force emoji. Okay, so Des, how do you want to go about getting this Lothcat into your room?
I'd prefer to lure it with food.
Okay, so why don't we do that survival check again against a difficulty of 2 and 1 setback die?
This is the first sign that you're not a cat person and that you're trying to lure it with food and expecting it to work.
Well,
Okay.
the dice
Let's take a
agrees
1%
with you.
All right. Let's do, to make my life easier, let's go ahead and do this.
Oh wow,
Great.
that did
That
not
helps.
roll very well for you somehow.
That's okay. I just needed an idea. Okay. So you approach the thing with food again, and the Lothcat backs up a little bit more on the scrap pile, and a bunch of stuff just starts like rolling down the front of the scrap pile as it backs up. And then You kind of stop approaching when you realize that it's not working, but the Lothcat is already kind of disturbed and just goes sprinting across to the other side. And comes up onto a different pile. And meanwhile, this pile is all just sort of like falling like an avalanche that had something unloosed. But it comes to a rest eventually. And the Lothcat just sort of burrows into this pile over here, gets nice and low, and it's now in here somewhere.
I mean, N7, do you want me to secure it before I go? It's your ship.
I mean, it's all of our ship in a way. And really, the fact that like it's all of our ship and you just have such disregard for it with this wild animal on board is just it's very impressive to me. No, I'm gonna let's just herd this stupid thing, and I'm gonna go up to this pile of scrap and just start kicking it. Not the cat, the pile of scrap.
Sure,
To clarify.
right.
I'm trying to make noise to spook it into like the rec room or like a crew quarters. We're gonna close the bridge and we're gonna close everyone else's doors. Except for Dess's.
Now there's the classic cat strategy right there. Close the doors as you try to lure it in. Okay. Boy.
I'm just making noise. Firing
Yeah.
my blaster on stun. Not at the cat, just around.
I'm
here's-
saying, if you shot it and knocked it out, pretty easy.
Cool. I don't.
So I think what I'm going to have you guys do, this seems like a good time for you both to make a coordination check. We'll say against a difficulty of 2.
I'm okay at that.
Gonna want an exclamation mark there.
Oh, right. As my meds are gonna pop here in a second.
Hey.
Oh, hey, okay. So yeah, I mean, as soon as this Lothcat is disturbed from the N7, just like rolling into this pile repeatedly, just going thump, 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 it immediately darts out of there, and Des manages to sort of cordon it off here so that it goes into the room section, and you are able to successfully corral it into Des's room.
Yay.
So that cat is no longer loose on the ship; it's just loose in Des's room.
Congratulations, you bought a prisoner.
We'll get through it. I'm gonna train this thing.
Okay.
I love it. Okay, so from here we will take 5 for Meg's meds, which I believe happen around now.
Yes.
And I say that they happen around now because I notice I always need a bathroom break around the same time her meds happen. So it works out great. I don't know how. I don't know why.
We've been playing this game together for too long.
I don't know how that
She
happens,
is
but it
now
does.
blank VTuber look too, so you can tell she's already got
Yeah,
down.
she's gone.
Yep, she's out of there. Out of body
Empty
experience.
soul.
Okay, so we will take 5 and reconvene.
So did both of you move your computers out of the living room? You were both set up there before, right?
Yeah, her stuff's still there. I just brought mine down here for the time being.
Yeah.
I had plans to turn this into a game room of sorts anyway,
Mhm.
although progress on that has not progressed in a while.
Yeah.
I got the display of like old Genesis and like PlayStation games up there.
Yeah.
I see some games over there.
Yes, but there is no TV down here, which is kind of a key feature for like a retro game room. So,
If I might make a random recommendation, a friend of mine did this thing where he put like hooks up on his wall and he hung all of his controllers in like a big grid on the wall, but like in such a way that it's like, oh, I want an Xbox controller, you can grab it on and like put it back, and it's like this nice little display piece and a storage thing and a way to fill wall space. So
yeah, I'm way into that. I mean, right now a lot of my controllers are just in like this box down here.
yeah,
It's
it's,
nice.
I don't know. I'm always personally struggling to fill wall space because I just hate blank walls, and so
Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty nice way to do it. And it's
Yeah.
like it's functional, it looks nice, it's perfect for something like a game room.
Yeah, I like
You
that.
gotta
idea.
find the right little hooks. You gotta find something that's gonna like work properly.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Probably only really works for controllers that don't need to charge. It kind of breaks down if all of a sudden you have to have like cables running to them and stuff. But
That's true. Yeah, but I mean, for a retro game room, pretty much all the cables are just going to be not powered. The only
Yeah.
exception being the GameCube Wavebird I still have.
I'm playing GameCube at my friend's house, and I get that controller.
Yeah, that's the one. I mean, I remember during the peak days of like the Wavebird, one of the things I would do to my buddy Shane is like while he was playing a game, I would go and change his settings to be mine, like my Wavebird, so it would be on my channel, and then like he'd pause and go to the bathroom. When he came back, I would wait for him to like unpause, and then I unpause on my controller, and then just like run Mario off a cliff or something. And he'd be like, "What the fuck's going on?"
That is pretty good.
It's one of those. It's one of those tricks that only works so many times, though, because like eventually, as soon as it happens, he just turns and looks at me like, "Wow, fuck you!" Like it's no longer a surprise.
Yeah, it stays funny for you though.
Yeah, that's
I feel like
true.
it's one of those things where it's like it's always hilarious to me.
Oh yeah, for me, it's great.
Meg, you may have missed it, but we were all like, "Oh, did she already leave?" And we're like, "Oh, she's got the dead eyes. She must have already stepped away."
Her soul has left her body. I was like,
The VTuber is
the
now.
VTuber is not here.
It
This
is a
program
life
will actually, if I do it slow enough, it'll track me standing up. I'm already out of camera range, and then like turning and leaving.
There it goes.
Whoa, that's cool.
Bye.
Are you still using your camera, or did you play around with using your iPhone?
I haven't touched my iPhone yet.
Okay.
I was more busy with skins and stuff like that.
Hair, bangs.
Yep.
And the webcam seems to work well enough.
Yeah. I just thought it was interesting that they tend to use iPhones for whatever reason.
Yeah. If I had an iPhone, I would be curious to play around with that. I guess I have an iPad. Maybe you can do the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it has the same Face
It
ID.
has Face ID,
Yeah,
so
it
like
does.
probably. I can unlock my iPad with my face in the dark, so I'm assuming it has the same stuff.
Okay. Neato.
Yeah.
I'm filling my pill case right now. For the week, and just dropped a pill under my computer.
Gone forever. That's what it feels like when you drop anything underneath the desk, though.
It's like when you move and you finally like move your desk and like pick it up, and then you see all the wondrous things that have managed to fall underneath.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I definitely
Hate
know
that.
that.
Underneath the exact spot where there's like one leg or something, and then like you lift it up and like, why is there like 50 things under this one leg? That doesn't make sense, but there they are.
my desk has a shelf that's like very low to the ground. It's like practically on the ground, and so it's like that's where all the stuff gathers. That's where all the things are. Like a little family of like animals could live under there, and I would have no idea.
Yeah, when we move, I think it'll be really funny to see all of the fur that is just underneath our
Oh.
couch. Here.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, we have like 5 new Kirby's because it's just fur for days. But I'm like, the vacuums don't reach under the couch. The Roomba doesn't go under the couch. Nothing goes under the couch.
Yeah,
So.
you need a couch that's like tall enough that the Roomba can fit under it, which is
Right.
not very many couches. Most of them just go down to the ground.
Yeah, and the problem with those types of couches is when we went to our friend's house, Kirby like hid under the couch for a while, and it was just like, "This is my home," and I'm like, "How are we gonna? Can you come out?" Like, luckily he gets hungry, but like, are you a cat? What's going on right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say that feels like a much more cat move than a dog move to just be like, new place, hide immediately.
He was being like kind of a dick to the other dog because he'd like swipe at them and then run under the couch and be like,
Aw.
"They can't."
That is precisely a cat move.
Yeah, like, cat? What's happening right now?
It's amazing.
Oh yeah, how many times do you have to clean up after your visiting dog?
Like 4 times. Yeah, it was the first five minutes that was really bad. It like pooped and barfed in the first like 5 minutes, and then Danny stepped in the poop because we didn't know it pooped, and then she was like,
Yeah.
"Oh God!" and I was like, "Oh, this is." Yeah, that was.
It's cute, right? Is that when you're like, it's so cute, right?
Yeah, I was
Everything I could have hoped for. Right there.
every time like anything happened, I'd be like, "This is why I'm so happy Kirby is 1 year old and not small puppy days anymore." As much as I miss him being small, I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
"Jeez."
Puppies are cute, but like everything gets smoother sailing.
Yeah, it only goes uphill for the most part, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it levels out around 2 years is what I always think of, but yeah.
Yeah, 2 to 3 years they become like an adult.
Yeah.
And then like 8 to 10 years, depending on the breed, they'll become like old man dog. That's
Yeah.
real good shit. Where they're like, I'm lazy, I just want to lay on the couch all day, and I'm like, hell yeah, same.
It can be a pain, but also it's just hilarious when they're just like, hey, like, do this thing, and they're like, I don't care anymore.
Hey, do this trick, and they're like, it's not worth it. You're just gonna give me a small bit. You're gonna feed me anyway, so
Yeah.
it turns around, and you're like, oh, okay. It's learned.
When Akbar was little and he liked to be chased, he would always like, I need to put him in the big dog park side because he could just run and run, and he'd wile up all the other dogs and then head for a picnic bench or a bench and just hide under so they couldn't get him. And then when it was clear, he would like go round them all up and do it again.
Oh, yeah. Kirby didn't used to do that too. He used to do like the hide under things, but that was when he was like 4 to 6 months old, and I think it's just because he was so much smaller. And he's like, I have to like hide, or they just like trample me. And now that he's still small, but now he has so much more fun just like going to the big dog side and just like juking all the big dogs because like he's so low to the ground, he can like curve really fast. like I watched like a retriever and a Labrador chase him, and like he's like zipping. I'm like, oh, he's like Pikachu doing quick attack. It's like exactly like that anime.
Oh my
game.
god.
And I'm like,
He's got that turning radius.
yeah, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, whoa, he can turn really well. And the other dogs are like, oh, Scooby-Doo dogs, like slamming into the kids.
Oh,
Like, oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's always great when a big dog's trying to turn fast and then like their feet just start sliding and
Yeah,
like,
they're
eating
like,
dirt.
oh, I can hear the stupid Scooby-Doo sound effect. And I just see Kirby just like, ha, 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 I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Bobbin, right?
It's a poppin', yep. Nice sweetheart.
But then they'll get him once there's like a straightaway enough, and then they're all sprinting straight. And I'm like, within 2 like strides, I'm like, well, they got him because
It's like weight classes in Mario Kart.
it is. Yeah, he's basically Baby Mario, and and then we've got Bowser and Donkey Kong just like, come on, we can get him. If there's a straightaway, we're good. He keeps drifting. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toad on a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, so good. Yeah, my friends it's Danny's cousin's dog who we were babysitting. He's like so vocal. Like Kirby
Ooh.
was kind of vocal, but
There's
that was
a
a loud
purr.
purr.
Yeah, she bumped her head against the microphone. She does that sometimes.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
loth cat sounds.
Yeah.
You can have IRL loth cat sounds. Yeah.
So
I
when
forgot-
did they get the dog? Because it looks pretty young, like very young.
They got them this month, the beginning of the month.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
when we went out with them, we put his name's Katsu. We put Katsu in a backpack, and Kirby was just like walking, and then we walked to Safeway because we needed to get some milk. So I was just standing outside with 2 dogs, like one dog in front, another dog like just there, and I was like, this is like never talk to me or my sons ever again energy. That's what I felt like. I was just like standing awkwardly outside Safeway. People were like, what's this guy with 2 corgis doing? Like, I'm like, yep, just move along. Come on. Danny will get the milk eventually.
Being a parent, right?
Yeah, leave me alone.
It's when you pull like a real dad move, like wearing sandals with socks, and you're like,
Yeah.
cargo shorts. Like, don't talk to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Or prepare yourself for dad jokes.
Fanny pack and like the really gross baseball hat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have a Tournament of Power fanny pack that I wear whenever I walk Kirby, because it holds all of his treats and his like poop bags. And stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
But then it's funny because you go to the dog park and you can tell which dogs like can smell and which dogs just don't care. Because like sometimes there'll be like 3 dogs near you, just like, oh, he's got treats, and like 20 dogs are like, oh, is there a treat over there? I don't know. I'm just gonna walk straight past. And I'm like, oh, I guess they don't care. They have better impulse control, but it's interesting. You get certain breeds will just like come up no matter what, because I think their sense of smell is just that much stronger.
Aria, there was like special puppy like camp I took her to where it was other dogs that didn't have all their immunizations. It was like specifically made for that. And she would just like steamroll with all 4 pounds of her any other puppies to get to anyone's owner that had treats.
Oh,
I was gonna.
Trevor's getting a grooming.
Right. Sweetheart.
I was gonna say it might not be the nose as much as like some dogs are just very particular about the treats that they eat.
that's true too.
Yeah, some dogs are going to be way more food motivated than other dogs.
Yeah.
Like my parents'
different
dog right
breeds,
now,
it's
they have a lot of trouble coming up with a treat that she'll consistently give a shit about, basically.
Yeah.
We have that problem too. I have to. We swap like every couple months because eventually it's just like don't care about these anymore.
The
Yeah.
people at Pet Food Express gave us a free cat treat, and they said it was okay for Kirby to eat, and then we gave it to him, and he like loved that cat treat.
I mean, they're kind of the same.
They're very similar.
It was like some like paste or something, and I was like, I don't know, it was like it said 4 cats, and they're like, hey, it's okay for dogs though too, and I was like, all right, whatever, and he was all about it. I was like, should I buy this cat treat? Like, it's pretty good, I guess.
I would expect a dog to be able to eat anything a cat can, but a cat would not want to eat everything a dog
Well,
would.
yeah, I would assume so. Dogs generally would just eat a lot of random shit. So
I don't know. Our lady cat will eat almost anything.
Oh,
Our boy
that's
cat-
also true.
Our boy cat will not. He's very particular, but our lady cat, despite the fact they're brother sister, like she is. Yeah, no, she'll devour anything. She'll sniff it and walk away, and she's like, "Nope, I'm good."
No,
Tastes
don't think at all. Whatever.
is Meg gone?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
No,
Sorry.
looks like she's here. I think everyone's
don't-
here.
Well, sometimes.
I can't
Yeah.
tell because she wasn't like blinking and or moving, so I was like,
I want the
Here.
avatar to like the eyes to X out or something when like you're
Yeah.
like
offline.
yeah,
Disconnected.
Power down,
Yeah.
just like
Yes.
yeah, just like that face.
Oh,
All
Yeah, I
right.
could do that when I'm on away mode.
Oh boy. All right. Shall we continue?
Yes.
What
sure.
do you think? Okay.
I'm waiting to find out who loses some willpower or whatever due to destiny.
Okay. All right. We have Cat locked away. Des is now free to join Ness, so we can head over here. Okay, so you guys are ushered into this room. There are 2 Republic cadets that sort of stay near the door here, and they just sort of direct you straight ahead, and just stay at their posts.
All right. Cadet. I don't even know what you said to cadets. Just that's kind of just nod at them and
Yeah.
they're like, all right, cool. And he'll walk on over to
All right.
Towards Lena Daru.
Des, you should also have control of your token.
Is this like can she see us through this glass or?
So this red thing here is actually kind of like a force field that's up.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you guys can see her, but it's all veiled through like a giant sort of glow.
It's like in Phantom Menace, the
Yeah,
shield.
yeah, very similar to the in the latest like Clone Wars season, the cell that Ahsoka was in on the Kessel Mine area.
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Very similar to that prison. So Eilina is just kind of like leaning against the wall here, and she does not look at you, but you definitely know that she's aware of you. And after a few seconds, she says, Verdun saber, where is it?
Come again?
The saber. Darth Malgus' saber, where is it?
Why do you need it?
I see. Why would she? She actually doesn't.
Because I want to see it.
No, well, no, I know why she wants it, but I'm wondering would she? No, she wouldn't. She actually doesn't even answer that question. She just sort of ignores you.
It's lost to time. No one knows where the saber is.
Ooh,
That's a good response.
So this is an interesting predicament that I'm in. Does Ness think that, or is he trying to deceive her?
My understanding is that no one knows I have the saber.
That's the thing.
That's-
Is I don't know because there was a lot of chaos on Camino, and A1 was the one who went and picked it up. I don't think A1 told anyone that he picked
I'm not
it up.
even
Did
sure
not.
that Des was nearby when that got picked up because Ness and Wolfowitz were fighting in a different room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Funny robot.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
If anyone
yeah.
might know, it might be Des, and I don't know if she knows.
I don't remember, because I was actually just remembering the first thing that we got and turned into the temple, and I was like, it's already fucking here. Why you gotta ask me for it? I'm like, I was with my loth cat. I came out for this.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Wait a second here. Boy. All right. Yeah, I know what she would do. Okay. So Eilina Daru to that kind of comes out here. She gets pretty close to the glass. And she's looking specifically at Ness, and then she holds up her hand.
Oh God, that's a lot of force.
Yeah. Okay. So Ness, you can feel her just like rooting through your mind. Like you don't want her there, but you know she's just like digging into your thoughts, and sort of exploring your like recent history. And after a few seconds of doing that, and like she can feel you resisting, and you like Des, you can see her wincing as she's doing it. And then eventually she stops, and she goes, "I believe you." And then she goes back to her little area here. And she's sort of silent for a second or two.
That was unpleasant and unnecessary. I think we can continue to discuss as civilized beings. Hopefully, I know. What's the last thing you remember before you came to on Camino, Eilina Daru?
She says, "The last thing I remember is Darth Malgus driving his saber through me."
That happened a long time ago.
She says, "Believe me, I know." She says, "I have spent all of my captivity catching up. And I can't begin to tell you how disheartening it is to learn that the same wars that the Jedi and the Sith fought are still waging 1,000 years later."
Why will you only talk to us?
She says, because you were the only ones that I knew who had access to the saber.
Where is the saber?
That's what I wanted to know from you. But
I
you
don't
don't
know.
know either. And so she says, we may be done here. But she walks up one more time, and she looks at Des for a second.
Oh boy.
And she goes, well, maybe. And once you know it, oh boy, she's just getting a lot of force that she can't use.
Can she not use light side?
No, she cannot.
Oh, is it like the same thing but backwards, kind of?
Yeah. So she's so far gone that light side points don't do anything for her.
Ooh.
So she's so she can tap into like the light, but it has adverse effects for her. But I don't
Will
think
she
she's
become a better person?
I don't think she's going to do that here. How do I want to do this? You know what? Let's make this. Des, why don't you give me a discipline check?
Discipline.
Ooh.
Yeah, do a discipline check against a difficulty of 2.
Discipline, getting work today.
Okay. Wait, shit.
Okay, so no, you do not successfully resist her entirely. She kind of roots around a little bit, and like
This is my resist face.
So you can kind of feel her trying to root around, but she's not able to really like pierce into your mind as well as she was Ness. But she stops for a second and she goes, "I feel conflict in you."
Ooh.
Yeah. What's your point?
Like, yeah, that's a fact. And yeah, she's sort of looking at Des for a minute. She goes, "I know that you see the lies of the Jedi."
What's it to you?
And after a few seconds of looking at both of you, she goes, "But I don't think either of you will be any help to me now." And she kind of goes back to her corner, and she goes, "You may go."
Don't expect me back here again.
She whispers, "I'm on your ship."
What did you say, Justin?
I'm on your ship.
Oh God.
You have to come visit your cat sometime.
What will you do once you have Darth Malgus's lightsaber?
She says, "Nothing. It's just a piece of him that I want." She says, "Quite frankly, I'm not sure the Jedi will let me live, so maybe I'll do nothing."
Yeah. Trying to think of a good response to that. I think it's just quiet.
Yeah, Ness is like, "Well, it fucking sucks for you."
Like, it seemed pretty clearly bad to me, but
Should we have left you for dead?
She says, "I should have stayed dead 1,000 years ago."
Then what is
Do
there
you
to
know
fear?
who is pulling the strings on the Separatists? There's a Sith Lord in the mix. Do you happen to know who the Sith Lord is?
She says, "Well, I've only been alive again for about 7 days, so no, I don't."
That'll be all then, says Ness, and he will leave her because
Yeah.
get out of here, Lena Dari. Get out of my mind.
All right, you guys are free.
Is the implication that her blood was like on the lightsaber or something? Like DNA?
I don't remember how much I have unveiled of what happened there.
Okay, not a lot. That's why
not
I'm
a lot.
asking. So don't tell me.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, we'll touch on that more in the future, but I think right now that's knowledge that you guys don't have.
Before we leave, can I try
Yeah.
something? Even though I
Of
feel
course.
like I'm gonna do anything, but let me try and sense her feelings.
Interesting. Okay. What are you trying to get? What are you trying to get a sense of here?
Just want to see if she is like if she's content to just sit in that cell, or if she's gonna try and break
Okay.
out and do stuff.
Okay, go for it. Okay. Yeah, so 2 is enough. That like the minute you
Oh boy,
yeah, well, let's do this.
it's gonna be fun.
This could be fun. Okay. That's not ideal for you. Yeah, so I mean you reach into her and you are immediately just knocked flat onto the floor. And like what you feel is just like complete turmoil and rage and violence. Like on the outside, she seems pretty cool and even keeled, but as soon as you pierce that veil, it is just fucking war, just fire and brimstone inside of her, and it's so overpowering that you just like hit the floor. And as you are leaving, you hear her shout, "Find what you were looking for?"
Only found what you found from me, says Ness as he turns to Des and goes, she has a lot of the dark side in her. Thank you for supporting me here. As he kind of like stumbles out of the room.
No problem.
In fact, he's gonna like low-key grab onto Des' shoulder and walk out of it. Just like, whew.
I got you, buddy.
Just,
All right.
Blaster bolts from A1 is easier than this.
Okay. All right. So after that little event, all right. So if I think first we can bounce ahead to A1 and Z9 receiving Meredith on the dock.
Oh,
cool.
Family reunion.
So A1, how what's your plan here as far as explaining to Meredith what's going on?
Do I look like a man with a plan?
Absolutely not.
Always.
Exactly.
He's a droid. He doesn't look like a man.
That too.
Okay, so you guys head to the. I assume you are keeping an eye on Z9. Is that correct? Was that your intention?
I mean, not really keeping an eye on him. I'm just like, okay, we should go pick up Meredith. And like, I'm gonna be there with the sign, you know,
Okay.
waiting.
Perfect. Okay, yeah. So you guys head to the docking bay.
Because like, I need to at least make sure Meredith is on board with this. Like, she's the one in charge here, not me. If she's like, no, kill him, I'm like, okay, fine, I guess.
Do it
That's
now.
it for
Just
Z9.
kill him, fucking off him, damn.
Yeah.
But I
So,
thought she's gonna do that, but I don't know. It could be anything.
so you guys wait by the docking bay in sort of an uncomfortable silence. Z9 kind of has his like arms crossed first, and then a shuttle arrives, and Meredith steps off with a bunch of other people, definitely elderly in age. And Meredith has this sort of like flower wreath around her neck. It's like a really slender purple flower you've not seen before. That's all kind of been like strewn together, and she's got a tiki mug in hand. And she steps off and she goes, "Oh, A1 and A1, what a pleasure to see both of you. What's going on here?"
Can she really not tell that we look different?
Oh my god.
I hope not.
Are we running with that? I mean, that's fine.
Here, you know what? We'll
A1 and A1.
let's give her a she's gonna get a setback die. Oh, she got it. Okay. So I mean, she kind of takes a second and she looks back and forth between the two of you, and she's like, "Oh, I guess I do see a little difference now."
Okay. Well, we decided to pick you up from your cruise. So I am the A1. This is Z9. And he is going to help us with the finances. And I wanted to introduce him to you and make sure that's all okay with you.
Oh. He's the one that put me on the cruise. I can tell now.
I
She
wanted
goes,
to
"Oh."
intro you here when I picked you up from the cruise to your new accountant.
She goes, well, that would be delightful. And I think maybe the first thing we should do for him is get him cleaned up. He looks a bit of a mess.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's go do that. How do we do that?
It's okay.
It's an oil bath.
She's taking him. Yeah, it's an oil bath. She'll take
No, I
him.
know,
to
but I'm like, is there like our car washes, but for droid, like oil baths, like a thing?
There's like
Presumably.
shops and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah,
It's like
sure.
Ikea, you just pull in.
Let's go out for a night on the town and get Z9 cleaned up and maybe go to a cafe. Yeah, let's have a good time.
Yeah, she goes, okay, come along, boys. And she's like, are you two brothers?
Yeah, you could say that.
Perfect. Z9 looks maybe a little not super thrilled, but he's like, he's kind of reluctantly into it. And
I
you
don't know
guys-
how lineage works in droid world, but I think technically by same manufacturer, it's like sort of as close as you can get, maybe.
You guys have very similar serial numbers
Yeah.
off the same assembly line. Okay. And I think that kind of resolves our little Tales from Bossing Say like collection here.
I'm
So-
only slightly disappointed that there wasn't a custom screen just for the unloading dock from
Oh,
the cruise ship.
I didn't have a unique one, but I do have this generic sort of docking bay thing that I could have used. But where opportunity's gone, I missed it. We're moving on. Okay, so a few days kind of go by, and there's not a whole lot of activity. Ness gets to spend a little bit more time training.
Real quick, when he's at
Yes.
the temple, can he ask what is going to actually happen to Alina Daru?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what? Yeah. So after your meeting, the master talks to you, and Brilfrida says, currently, our current plans are to keep her for observation, and there will be a meeting in recent time to decide the ultimate fate of Alina Daru. It raises a lot of questions, to say the least. If it's the same Alina Daru, she's responsible for countless crimes across the galaxy.
Of course, Master Frida. I trust the Jedi Council's wisdom will find what is right to do with her.
He says, when the time comes, you may be called on to give your testimony.
It would be my greatest honor. And that's bows and goes back on to doing his Jedi training.
Excellent. Des, meanwhile, gets to spend some time trying to get an understanding between her and her loth cat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you gonna
So
name it?
that'll be happening.
It will at some point. I don't know yet. Hopefully, it can tell me its name through the Force.
Cousin.
Since the Lothcat is spending time on the
Uh-huh.
ship, I think I would also be doing some research on how to keep it under control. Like
Okay.
what can I do to keep it like cats love boxes and
Yeah.
you can kind of contain them in that sort of way. Cats love warm things. I want to do some research on Lothcats and see if I can help contain it a little bit and
Okay.
keep it from just running rampant.
Sure. Okay. So one of the things you discover in your research is that Lothcats are actually very common as pest control on more rural planets and rural communities. Very popular out there. They also like high perches.
Mhm.
So you managed to figure that out as well. You also discover that they are often pets and they are domesticated and trained, but this one does not appear to be one that has been trained.
Do they have are they effectively cat-like? Just
They
with
are
bigger
extremely
mouths?
cat-like. They are
Okay.
extremely cat-like.
I feel like I know that Des wants a cat tree for it. I kind of want to make those pet backpacks.
Yes, with the bubbles on the back.
I want to make her a bubble backpack for the loft cat.
God.
I'm not telling her
Yeah.
that I'm doing this, but because like I don't want her leaving it behind, I want her to always be responsible for it.
Way to pivot
So-
into personal responsibility there. I like that.
She's trying to make a stealth check, and the loft cat's just like, meow.
Yeah, so I want to craft a backpack, a bubble
Okay.
backpack.
I like it.
I have seen people in real life walking down the street with those cat backpacks.
Wow.
They are
Yeah, I
very
have
observant.
too.
Yeah.
I can't say I've ever seen that, but I also live somewhere where I feel like I'm less likely to see it.
I don't quite know how to classify what a bubble backpack would be.
Just
Maybe
maybe
a
Utility backpack.
or a simple tool.
I feel like
Some kind of
simple.
armor.
I feel like simple tool is probably the closest
Yeah.
we're gonna get.
There are backpacks, so
Yeah.
that, I guess it's under
Yeah.
the tool category.
So that if it's a simple tool, that's pretty easy, and that's
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll roll it just because I should.
You made a speeder. How hard can a backpack be?
maybe your backpack will end up with some special features because you get a crit or something,
Yeah. Climate
Okay.
control.
or a lot
I
of
did
advantage.
weight. Yeah, I'll say it's lightweight, and it's very compact, and it fits into your like. It doesn't stand out too much somehow.
I mean, the cat is what stands out, not the backpack.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Safety features add automatic advantage to checks with generals when chosen for this tool. Yeah, I guess not. Okay, yeah, it is a somewhat stealthy cat backpack.
Love
Enjoy. I got to
Love it.
refund some of the materials required.
Woohoo.
All right. So, So yeah, a couple days go by. You all kind of do your activities, and then one day, Wolfwitz, you're called into a meeting.
Wait, can I still buy a cat tree if one's not coming?
Absolutely, you may buy a
Just in the
cat
room.
tree.
He still needs a bed and a place to chill in the quarters that he feels safe.
You will
Bed right
spend-
there.
You will spend
But
your
you need a
days.
training lightsaber.
You will
him
spend
a box.
your days collecting various items for your loft cat. So
Yeah, like
make,
food.
make me a list of all of the things.
Congratulations, you found a secondary job.
Yes. While you're doing this,
Secondary job.
make me a list of all the things that you want to get your loft cat during these couple of days. We have tree. Do we have crate, or are you letting it run wild?
You should watch out. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do some athletics checks on pickups.
That's what I'm excited about. Okay, all right. So, while you guys are all doing that,
You need to get the loft cat spade.
Hey,
Does it have its shots?
what if Tess wants to become a loft cat breeder?
Oh
That's
god.
true.
Yeah, does it have its shots? Did it come with like medical records, or did they just pluck it off the surface of some planet and drop it off?
That's my guess.
Was it from a reputable breeder?
tell you what,
Just order it off the internet.
N7, why don't you go ahead and give me a computer check with a difficulty of just 2?
Cool.
Yeah, does it have a chip? Does the loft cat have its own
Oh,
comlink?
that's good enough. Yeah. So N7, you do like a, just for fun, because like you've seen domesticated like pets before. Sometimes the like store-bought ones will come like pre-chipped and pre-spayed and stuff like that. And you do a little scan and you find this loft cat has no such thing. So you do a little research into the group that acquired it. Yeah, I mean, Joe Exotics Animals,
Oh,
they
no.
did not. They didn't do anything. No,
There's butchers, more or less.
these people just kind of they grab an exotic animal. They treat it kind of like bounty hunting, right? They get a request for a job. They go and they find that animal and they just drop it off. That is their whole MO. The Republic has been out to shut them down for a while. They have not managed to zero in on them.
I didn't know that I was buying from an unethical breeder.
Did the person that delivered it only have one arm?
Didn't you buy it from the black market? Like what? I'm just saying, like you buy things from the black market in real life too. Like how ethical are they gonna be?
It was 100% an underworld check to purchase this animal. If you would like to, you may spend a light side point to make this loth cat slightly more domesticated.
Wait, don't we have days to take it to the vet? Oh.
The vet can't really
there
help
we
with
go.
domestication.
That's
If you get a
true.
chip put in it or something.
Yeah, we don't need
Get
it
some
domesticated. We
shots.
just need it to get
You
some
need like flea stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll add to my list in chat like general medicine
Go to the
Okay.
pet store.
and shots,
Fortunately, you guys have plenty of money to be able to
Yeah.
treats.
accommodate this thing.
What is the Star Wars canon for pet stores?
I don't no idea.
That's
I
a
have
good
no
question.
clue.
It's
They're
Cowboy
probably
Bebop, right?
they're probably fucking huge, right?
You guys are all
There's so
gonna
many
love this lost cat
animals.
in the end. I know it. It's gonna do some heroic, brave ass shit and save her butts one day.
Ness hasn't met this loft cat, so you know I
Ours never
no
did
comment.
anything.
No comment.
I think.
Oh my god. Oh
Did
man.
a
this
Borg
long
ever
cat.
do anything? No, right?
They look
No,
really
they just
cute.
stood
Leave them
around
alone.
and apparently were very cute.
They
Yeah.
screamed. They screamed a lot.
Sure, that too.
Okay. Loth cat. I mean, this Loth cat is going to be living a better life here than it was out on the planet it was on. I can tell you that much.
Is that really
Debatable.
me true? Question mark? Okay.
We locked it in a room. Like
I like if you asked me whether domesticated cats or wild cats live a better life, I would not be able to tell you which. I think there's pros and cons of both.
That's a
Okay.
fair point.
Isn't the cat always gonna be with me, except when I'm in my room?
what do you mean
Yeah,
except when you're in your room?
Well,
Trying
then
to
it will
bond
be.
with
You need
shit.
to bond with the
It's
cat.
in your
Sorry,
room.
I mean it will always be in a backpack on my back until ideally I can train it to just like chill on my shoulder, like chill with a leash attached to me.
Can't-
And it's up to you, right?
I mean that's the
Is
goal.
Is this a forced reactive animal? Can you like train it
I mean,
with your mind?
if I'm lucky.
If
I go
feel like
find-
that's something we should know. Like whether or not you have a likely chance of actually taming this cat.
This was a very impulse dark web Amazon purchase. Like
Yeah. Des
Whatever
was
the Amazon
browsing
Apollo
the
net
net
is.
I'm
one
like,
night with
I
a
don't want
bottle
to touch
of,
some dirty ass money. I just want a small pet to raise as my
It's not
own.
illegal pet.
It's not illegal.
Do you have a permit for it?
It's like a ferret. It's only illegal in certain planets.
Not native to
I
Coruscant.
mean,
I
you
feel
were
so bad
hinting,
for ferrets. Why
Trevor,
are they
that
illegal in California or whatever?
Because it's just pets.
it sounds like I'll be able to train it over time, right?
Hmm?
You were hinting that I'd be able to train it over time, right?
Yes, you absolutely will be able to train it over
Yeah.
time.
How old is this loft cat?
Damn it, Peter,
I would
why
say
do you
in
have so much
seventh,
beef with my loft cat?
seventh
I'm just
scan.
saying it's easier to train when it's a kitten. If it's a full-grown cat, it's gonna be real hard.
No, it's still. I mean, it's still on the young side. It's not. It's. Yeah. This loth cat has many years left. So we're. Whoa, God.
Is it like fully grown though? Like this, it's as big as it's gonna be.
No. This is
Oh,
still a
great.
younger loth cat.
Great.
Cool.
Can we give it an implant?
Does it
Probably.
accept cybernetics? What's its cybernetics
No,
count?
don't touch my loft cat with your droid
Well, hang on.
parts.
No, like
Put some
Like-
cyberware on this loft cat.
Can we
yeah.
make it intelligent with a brain implant?
Oh no. You're gonna cyberpunk
Suddenly,
up this cat.
suddenly I'm way more on board with this loth cat.
We're gonna be all sorts of weird mods, and we're gonna.
Don't you want to talk to your loth cat? Like it can just tell you what its name is. If
I will
we
use
just
the
like,
force if I'm going to use anything with this loft cat.
you can just spice up the brain a little bit.
Spice up the brain.
What if it
We
just
got
had a
It
gun?
spices up the brain.
Haven't
I'm
you ever
sorry,
wanted
did you
a
say
pet with a
what if the
gun?
loft cat had a gun?
Yeah,
It could. It could be
it
that.
could.
Yeah,
Go
we
ahead.
can
I'm
shadow
going to
that
my
now.
quarters with my loft cat, and I'm not going to talk to you guys.
We've got two perfectly
Okay, that's
good
like
under-barrel-
exactly what I wanted,
You become
honestly.
a cat. You're a true cat owner at that point.
And 7 is still very like anti-loth cat, so this is
Yeah, but
working
that
as
sounds like
intended.
loft cat going to clean up your shit from all the gremlins and stuff. Or rodents.
What?
There's no rodents on my ship. What
That
the fuck
you
is this
know
lock
of.
pack gonna do?
Oh my
It's
god.
gonna climb around in like the wiring compartments and chew wires like every other kitten I've ever interacted with.
I love the
Well,
idea.
hopefully it just crawls inside you and chooses your wires.
Yeah, and those wires are probably real high voltage.
Yeah, but it's a real big cat, so
True.
it could be like a Pikachu. Who knows?
Oh my god.
It becomes the first Pikachu by getting
Yes.
zapped with like 5,000 volts.
God.
Oh,
We give it.
Oh god,
Give it
where
like
are
an-
we? What are we doing? What is
Oh,
going
yeah,
on
we're
right
playing a
now?
game.
anymore.
Sorry, I got
I'm
sidetracked.
not sure. You know what?
I mean, I gave you
I
my
resolved
shopping
my
list.
character arc and I'm ready for the
This
next
is
thing.
How
Jedi
much
stuff.
Do I have to pay for all that
Waiting
stuff
for my
I
clean
asked
money.
for, like maintenance for my kitty?
I mean, yeah, you do. All that's probably only going to run you like a couple hundred credits, though. We'll say 350.
Kind of
350.
changed now that we're
Okay.
all
Pets are
rich,
cheap.
except for you, Des. You're not rich, but the rest.
I
of us
still
are.
have like 100,000. I'm fine. I don't need
guys
your dirty
have
money.
Plenty of money.
The money is getting cleaned. We sent
No,
it to the
it's
cleaners.
not. It is ethically not
clean
clean.
money.
It's ethically pretty clean.
It will soon be clean.
Look, you
We
guys
took
get
it
more
from the bounty
money.
hunter, and
Just
we're gonna
take the
spend
money
it
I'm not
on
taking.
good things. We're like Robin Hood, but we're buying
Says
stuff
the
for
Republic
ourselves.
officer. You gonna turn?
Yeah, we're Robin Hood, but we're also the needy ones. So we're giving to the needy all in one fell swoop.
See,
We're
here you go.
stealing from the rich to give to the poor. Us.
Bingo.
Oh god.
She said it was
Okay.
350.
Yeah, 350 for all of your loft cats, goods and accessories, and shots and medicine.
I'm assuming, Meg, you still have like a ton of money, right?
Yeah, I do. I have 99,000 credits
Yeah.
and change.
Okay.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
You
I
guys
guess I
made
have
bank off
that much.
last one.
Yeah,
I also have a lot of money.
Yep.
it's
Oh,
like
I have a lot of
not quite enough to like buy an X-wing, but close.
I mean, that's sort of where we're at now, where it's like the next money goes into like ships and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like we
What
should
else?
upgrade the Millennium Franklin.
It's time to start buying real estate, basically.
I mean, at some point, if I get trained on 2 sabers, I'll try and finagle the second saber, but I'm a ways off.
Wait, how much is a lightsaber?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Probably like half my stash.
Well, you should probably just rejoin up with the Sith lady in the basement, and she'll get you a new lightsaber.
No, what? This is like Chuckles. I'm in danger.
She seems pretty cool.
Wait, she's not
It
in the
seems like
basement
she's
on
got-
our ship though. She's at the Jedi Temple.
Oh yeah, I know. I was confusing the little spaces,
So
but
what we're doing now is we're gonna help her escape. Is that what I'm hearing?
Wait, can
No,
you-
don't do this.
Time to break into the Jedi Temple and
Is it possible to dual wield a Sith saber and a Jedi saber?
if they have link fire, then yes.
Yes, so you can absolutely dual wield lightsabers. That is
you
very
could
much a
become
thing.
People have done that, right? They've like stolen sabers from Jedi and like held both of them and shit. Like it's
That's
Yeah,
Darth
but
Vader.
like it's
Yeah, what's the difference?
unknown if it would cause strain or something like random shit like that, right?
No, I mean, I think per the rules, like a lightsaber is a saber. It's
Okay.
the saber is like inherently different from a Jedi saber.
they just have a different source of how they get their crystals, right? Like I looked into this because a while ago I was gonna see if N7 could get his own lightsaber. Sith crystals are like the cubic zirconia; they're like lab grown, and Jedi crystals are like rare and natural. and
Or-
whatever.
Or Sith will steal
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Jedi kyber
Yeah,
crystals and they do
It's
what
like-
they call make them bleed.
Yeah, there's
and
two
they
ways
turn
to
them
get
red.
disabled. There's like
Yeah,
two
I got
canon
those.
ways. One of them
Yeah.
is they pour their anger and hate into like a kyber crystal, like a Jedi's one, and they like bleed it essentially, which is why it's red. Or it's the the synthetic one is the way it was in it used to be, but I think both ways are cool. So
No, one's
Yeah, but it's
clearly
still-
cooler than the
So
other
just
one.
like I don't know, you have a lightsaber, you turn it on.
yeah,
Crystals do magic. It's not like you're pouring your force into it to make it go burr.
I was gonna say, what's the is there any effective or like functional difference between the two?
Per the rules, no. As far as this game is concerned, a
in the
lightsaber is a
canon,
lightsaber.
technically, the kyber crystals are like kind of low-key living things, which is why like they're like force attuned and sensitive, and that's why Ahsoka's lightsabers are white, is because she took Sith crystals and like purified them again.
In that dumbass book, that was dumb.
It was
Didn't
not a
read
good
that
book.
book, but
Not a good book. I can't
I
stress
just-
this enough.
What book are you
So
talking about?
bad.
There was a book called Ahsoka that was published after the Clone Wars ended.
And it was not good.
It very much is just a book to explain where she got her twin lightsabers from.
I see.
That's pretty much it.
I
That's really
forced
the only
Trevor to
book
read
that
it because I was like, this shit's so bad. Someone else gotta
How
suffer
would you
too.
do that?
He willingly did it.
Okay.
It's fine.
what is that thing?
Also, don't read the
Is this why
Darth
you're
Plague.
getting me to play Final Fantasy 14? No, I'm kidding.
Don't read
Don't
which
read-
one, Justin?
Don't read what?
The Darth Plagueis book.
Oh, is it trash?
It's bad.
Yeah, it's not good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't finish. I'll be honest, I didn't finish it.
Well,
Is
it's not a
there-
story that I would tell you, so Ness can't read it. So
Exactly. I was like, oh, this is exciting. This is like the tale. And I was
Is
like,
there a Darth Jar Jar book?
I'm
Sure,
sure there's
I'm sure
lots
there's
of
plenty
fan
of fan
fiction.
I'm reading Lords of the Sith, which is so far pretty interesting.
Is that a new one?
It's not. I don't think it's super new, but it's like Vader and Palpatine are quelling the rebellion on Ryloth with like the Twi'leks, and so far it's just a lot of Vader killing shit.
Hell yeah.
And you basically get two sides. You get the Twi'leks who are scared out of their minds and like trying to be a rebellion, and then you get Vader just being like, "I'm angry. I'm going to use the Force and fuck everything up." And they're like, "How that goes?"
Yeah, that's about. I mean, that sounds about right. The best Vader thing that I've read though is the Vader comic book that was ridiculously is really good. If you haven't read it,
Vader Down or whatever. Is that the one you're talking about?
it was
a couple.
before that. I think it was just Vader.
I think all the Vader comic books are good. I've read a lot of them. So.
Yeah, it was the most recent. I don't know if it was the most recent series, but it was just Darth Vader. Anyway,
so what
I'm
are
sorry.
we doing?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
did these segments start? I'm curious.
There appears to be a portal next to the cat.
Yeah, what's this for?
There were a lot of asides there. One thing I will say about Star Wars books is I've always wanted to read one called Red Harvest, which was about like a Sith like training camp that becomes like so cursed that like the corpses of former dead Sith start rising from the grave
Damn.
and like attacking it. It was like a horror Star Wars novel that I always wanted to read.
This definitely does sound like a horror novel.
Yeah, I've never been able to actually like find it though because it's not like widely available. But,
It's
yeah.
not on the internet for free.
It's okay. If we go there, then maybe I could probably
Look,
find it.
I have a like I'm like I'll try and get it legally, except if it's a pain in the ass. And I'm like, okay, well, you know.
Dark web.
Yeah.
Underworld check. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, where I was going next was Wolfowitz is called to a meeting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was what we were about to do before the
Sorry.
lost
Yeah,
cat.
what happened? How did we lost cat?
We
We do a lot of lost cat
Yeah, because you
distraction?
guys all
Let's take a
had
quick
this
pivot to something
unnecessary salt towards my lost cat.
So
By the way, Red
Um,
Harvest
it
is
tastes
on
better.
iBooks.
Oh,
By
is
the
it?
way.
okay,
Yes.
well that's
Now
good
I
to
really
know.
want to read this because I'm down for horror Star Wars stuff. That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
I've always wanted to check that out. Apparently, it was like a series, but Red Harvest was the one that I saw a lot of people talking about as like being the best part of the series. Anyway, yeah. So after a couple days, Wolfowitz, you're called into a meeting, and it's not a meeting that like specifically concerns you. It's more just Admiral Horn is like, Wolfowitz, we have
This is
a
my
we have an
weekly
appointment.
status.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a weekly like status meeting, you know, usually the type of thing that you can just like sleep through. It's not usually something that is super concerning. So you kind of go in.
Hold on a
Because-
second. Hold on a second. I
yeah.
need to get something.
Okay, go for it.
It's the bi-weekly sync meeting.
Yeah.
Status update. Oh my god, yes.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah, you got the hat
Oh,
out!
excellent.
Yay!
Oh, wow.
I bought that for Cheston.
You know what?
one
And it's the
year.
perfect hat for falling asleep in because you can't see my eyes.
It's so good. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So you know the first, you all kind of file in and sit down, And everyone is sort of talking about various operations, how things are going out in the Kashyyyk system, what's going on Tatooine. Just a lot of updates on all the different fronts that are happening everywhere. And the answer is there's not really a whole lot of updates, but they go through all of them anyway.
What's up with the Wookiees? Tell me about it.
So after a little while, Admiral Horn gets up and he's like, there's something else where he goes, okay. This part of the briefing is of special interest to a few people in here. Anyone in here is classified to know this information. But we would appreciate if you obviously do not say anything else further. Anyway, we need to give you, one of our scouts found this, and he pulls up a star system, and it's Nal Hutta, which is sort of the Hutt adopted homeworld, is what you would know. That is where most of the Hutt's like crime syndicate has sort of set up. They very much took over this planet many years ago. Not originally theirs, but everyone knows that's the planet of the Hutts. And he goes, now, here's what we know. As some of you may be aware, we've set up a little bit of space for the Black Sun. We've been using to monitor their activities. Thus far, Vigo Sprax is the one who has been most concerned with observing this area and running operations. So we've been keeping our eye on him. Now, 2 days ago, Vigo Sprax received a briefcase of some kind. It was delivered to him from his inner circle. Currently, we do not know where it came from or what it possessed, but it appears that Vigo went here to Nal Hutta with this briefcase in hand, and since then, he's vanished entirely. We do not know what happened, and our scouts were hesitant to approach any closer to Nal Hutta. Now, this could be the end of our entire Black Sun sting operation, if Sprax is to, as we fear, be executed by the Hutts. However, it's not really that big of a concern, I don't think. But since, Wolfowitz, you were the one who came up with the idea to begin this operation in the first place. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, this is, I'm going to say, concerning, given that Vigo Sprax was probably my strongest connection into the Black Sun and had been greatly helpful in aiding missions of substance to the Republic over the past few weeks and months. So this is greatly concerning, and I will take it to try to follow up, especially given that this mission this mission that Vigo Sprax was executing is related to my most recent engagement, and in getting the bounties off of our head. And so I contacted Vigo Sprax in order to try to understand a little bit more about what the Black Sun operation looks like. And this briefcase was something that I had given to Vigo Sprax via proxy in order to understand a little bit more about, again, this crime operation. It's very concerning, though, that he's fallen off the map. I'm less concerned with the money, but much more concerned with loss of a valuable asset to the Republic.
They all kind of look at each other for a moment. And then someone says, "Did you say money?"
Yes. These were ill-begotten credits rescued from a bounty hunter that had put the hit out on a number of the crewmates that have been, again, an assistance to the Republic in the last few missions that I have been on. Again, it was used in order to bait Vigo Sprax in order to get him to understand a little bit more, again, about the operation that he's running. It was not of a substantial amount, and frankly, it was probably the least that he would ever consider to even look at or consider. But yes.
Okay, I think I'm going to have that be a negotiation roll. I guess a difficulty of 3 to see sort of how well that goes over.
Oh God,
Meg's face is just so.
Meg's face, I can't.
I can't tell what that phase means.
Like shocked.
Shocked.
I really need to like edit the value so I can just be more like I'm listening intently without like the giant like shocked mouth.
Shocked mouth is pretty
And then I
funny.
need one that like raises the eyebrow and does the ponder face like
Yeah,
Need
have
the
you
fa-
programmed in a Gar face yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, you need that. That's a good one.
Can I use a boost die on this one?
I will allow you to use a boost die on this one. Yes. Worked out. Okay. Okay. So there's sort of a few moments that go by where there's like a lot of like light chatter. There's a lot of sort of like side discussions happening, and then eventually someone silences the table. And Horn says, "Well, your methods are they are unorthodox at times, but they produce results. So, good move, Wolfowitz. Good move. Well, I suppose, given all this, we can give you a few days to maybe follow Sprax's footsteps, figure out what happened to him. What do you say?"
Absolutely, and thank you for your confidence, Admiral Horn. I certainly appreciate that of you and the rest of the council in this meeting. Greatly appreciated. A lot of the operations that we engage in are done under secret, and so I don't necessarily always broadcast them until they've produced an outcome. But thank you for sharing this information with me. I will follow up, and hopefully we will understand the fate of our dear Sprax, and hopefully he is not fallen away, such that we can continue to leverage him with inside of the Blue Sun, Black Sun, as well as the Hut cartels.
All right. Yeah. Horn sort of nods and he goes, "All right. Well, very well then. We shall leave it to you to determine whether we should scrap or salvage this whole operation. There is a war on, so only a few days clearance for this. Sprax is not our biggest concern in the galaxy." But
he may not be, but he does give us insight into the slaving operations and the separatists' engagement with the criminal cartels. So I would like to keep him close if possible.
He says, "Very well. Meeting adjourned. And you have been given your clearance." Around the same time that meeting is happening with Wolfowitz.
That could have been a rough one.
That could have been a really rough one.
You didn't make that successful roll. I was worried about where that was going to go.
I had a strong hand, but I still wanted to throw the boost die in there just to be sure, because otherwise things are about to go real south real fast.
Oh boy, when you said money, I was like, ooh, they didn't know. They did not know there was money in that briefcase.
Mm-hmm. But if they found out and I didn't tell them, I knew that it would be a problem. You have to be in the clear with them, because this is the Republic we're talking about here, and they're the people I really care about. So I would be honest with them.
So around the same time that Wolfowitz is having his meeting, N7, what are you up to on the ship right now?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I made the little backpack. I'm just trying to imagine things that I can do, sort of like advanced damage control for this cat. And it's like, okay, what can I do to try to make sure that this is not an issue? And so, like, I want to be making sure that like hatches are properly secured. I want to be checking for any holes that it can get through that hadn't been like sealed up. I'm making sure vents are closed properly. I'm cat proofing the ship, basically. For all intents and purposes.
Oh god, that's good. Okay, so while you're doing that, N7, a call comes in, and it is Vigo Lane.
Okay. Should I know who that is?
Vigo Lane is the person you stole this ship from originally.
Oh, cool, yeah. Hey man, what's up? How's it hanging?
Vigo Lane appears as a hologram, and he goes, "Listen up, droid. I want you to tell me what happened to Vigo Sprax."
I don't know who that is.
Spice intensifies.
I'm legitimately sure that I have never interacted with that man.
I don't think you have.
I don't think N7 has either.
Oh my god. Okay.
Did you mean to call Wolfowitz?
He says, "No, I did not mean to call a Republic officer. I meant to call this ship." Sprax informed us that he came to collect something from all of you, a paltry sum of credits that idiot decided to go ahead and fleece in Hut territory.
I don't know what that means. but we definitely were trying to launder some money, and so I don't know. Maybe he was involved.
Vigo Lana is sort
Get
of
right
just
out there.
I'm
Because you're
looking
gonna
at
get
my like
caught.
zero underworld knowledge skill, and it's like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
would say that Des is probably overhearing some of this. Lana is not being quiet about it. So Lana is sort of like rubbing the bridge of his nose, and he goes, "Okay, droid, I've overlooked a lot of things. You and your crew,
Droid.
you and your crew were very good for all of us back during Sprax's little combat arena operation. Turned a lot of blind eyes to many things, but if Sprax is caught and killed by the Hutts, it's going to leave a power vacuum that's going to get very ugly in the Black Sun, and I would rather it not come to that."
Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Again, I don't know why you called me. I don't know who this man is.
That man took credits from you that put him in danger.
Well, then he shouldn't have done that. Like, what? He's an adult. What do you want from me?
He says, I want you and your crew to go rescue Sprax, or at the very least, rescue your money. And if you happen to find him along the way, wonderful. How does that sound?
Bad, but I want that money.
Good. I'm glad we have an understanding, and when you get it, I will be happy to take my share out of the remaining sum that you still owe me for this ship. And he hangs out.
Oh,
Bye.
shit.
Have a nice weekend.
Oh my god, man.
A lot of spice.
Do you know who the fuck Sprax is?
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to Des. He won't shut up about this Sprax guy.
Let me think.
I'm just gonna start Googling Vigo Sprax.
Yeah,
I'm not
should I
spelling it
do like a roll
wrong.
check thing?
Spelling
Yeah.
it wrong.
Is that
yeah,
tracked with 2 X's or?
CKS? I don't know. Anything's possible.
A simple HoloNet search of Sprax does reveal a few things about him, but nothing that you didn't learn from that little conversation. He's a Vigo
Yeah.
of the Black Sun, involved in a number of nasty consortiums and trading companies of ill repute. But that's really all you get from that.
Okay.
Helped us out in a couple of pinches.
Yeah. It was just that was always Wolfowitz territory.
It really was. I don't
Wolfowitz
think
does all the talking.
This session is very much like someone talks to someone else in the crew who has no context for.
This is basically a Friends episode tonight.
Yeah.
I get a cat, everyone's pissed. We all don't have the right information. Like, randos are showing up.
I like to think of it as like Seinfeld, and N7 is like, who is Sprax? Stop calling me. And Kramer rolls in. He's like, oh yeah, my buddy Sprax. Something happened.
What's
Give
the
us pile
deal
of money.
with space shuttle food?
I thought I wanted you to. I thought you wanted me to take the money.
This is the episode where it's like if you're in a game, you pick the wrong character for the wrong mission, and you're like, I should have chosen the other character. Shit, now I have to reload my
Yeah.
save.
Yeah.
It's XCOM. You picked the wrong team.
Oh my god.
Okay. So wait, am I back on the ship yet?
Yeah, I will. I'll try to make contact with Wolfowitz
Okay.
whenever he's back on the ship or whatever, to let him know that the guy who's mad at me is asking a lot of questions about a guy named Sprax.
Sure.
Are you calling me?
Apparently, he's like lost in Hut territory or something. Yeah, comms, or if you're back on the ship or whatever.
Who is this?
Do you know someone named Sprax? Sporks?
Yeah, Sprax. He's the guy. He's our guy on the inside in the Black Sun. He's the one that's been
Okay.
helping us out. He's the one that helped us figure out what was going on with the bounty. He's the one that's taking care of our situation right now. Evidently, kind of went off the grid.
Yeah, apparently he's lost in Hut territory, and Vigo, what's his name, wants us to go and save him.
Vigo, what's his name?
This is Sean the player. Already forgot this guy's name. Vigo
Lane.
something. Vigo
Vigo
Latte
Vigo
wants us to
Vigo
go and
Latte.
Vigo Cappuccino wants us to go and track him down.
So Lane called you.
Yeah.
Why did Lane call you?
Well, this is his ship, or was his ship.
Kind of, it's leased.
I mean, fair
It's,
enough.
I mean,
I
it's
didn't
like
know he
our
had the
ship
number.
now,
You changed
but
it.
like it was his ship. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you know, kind of did steal his ship.
Yeah. So he's mad because Sprax went missing, and that's gonna create a vacuum, which I don't really understand because like it's space, so like whatever. And then he was like, he has your money, I think, so you should probably go get that. And I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Well, sounds like we should go get our money.
I think so, yeah.
All right then. I'm on my way back.
Solid way.
What?
It's just no one ever says goodbye. Star Wars instantly transitions to something else.
Always.
Yeah.
Pipe cut. Speaking
Pipe
of
cut.
which, pipe cut. I'm missing Wolfowitz.
Oh, look at how many deaths there are.
This is getting out of hand. Now there's 2 of them.
Good.
Ah,
Wait, there's more than one?
The Lobcat has
step there.
transformed.
Oh,
God.
I need to
It does
get
the
rid of that.
force.
oh god, I've completely broken my UI. Okay, there we go.
I keep drawing on the screen.
Right.
Oh, that's
Can
what
you
these
erase
green
that?
things are.
Oh, is that where all those little dots are coming from?
Yeah,
It's
it's my fault.
because you
Every
have
time
the
I
pen
click back
selected.
into the browser, like it leaves a little dot.
Which
Because I have
just
like
thought
another
Roll20
window open
was
that has all of my spreadsheets and shit open. How do I erase things?
You have to like select it and then delete it. It's
I mean, I can
not-
also, there's also a button to just erase all of the drawing.
Yeah, that's fine. Go for it.
I can
That's
just be
the
like,
training is done.
I can
I
just
don't
be
think
like,
we've drawn anything meaningful.
Oh, we drew the table. That was the one.
Yeah.
Wait, was it card
that was a
table? It's gone
drawing?
now.
hey, table's gone now.
There.
You still have the speaker
Okay.
though. Very good.
Table again.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we're back.
Crew is assembled. Everyone's here.
All right, crew. We our boy Sprax, that was taking care of the money situation, has run into some trouble in Hut territory, and he's not only carrying our money, but he's also our deepest connection to the Black Sun. It really helped us out, actually finding out who put the bounties on our heads and where they were. So we should, he's of deep value to us. I think we unfortunately need to go in and get our money back.
Whoa!
What's the plan?
The loft categories.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my money.
Okay, you can stay here.
I'll just chill with my loft cat.
Yeah,
Well,
but we need the
If
ship.
you want
so
a
you're gonna
new
have
cat
to go.
tower for your loft cat,
I mean,
I
I can
think
come and keep an eye on the
money.
ship and stuff, but
Yeah, that's my job.
yeah, I think you could use some more action.
Hang with that.
Agree to
sound.
disagree.
It sounds like this Vigo Sprax is of great value to the Republic. So, you know, I agree. We should rescue him for the knowledge he contains, and hopefully he doesn't give info to the Hutts or the Separatists.
Yeah. Vigo
Keep in mind-
Lane also has his feelers tangled up in this, and he wants a cut of the money after it gets cleaned up to pay off the remaining debt on the ship.
There.
I think this gives us an opportunity to not only get our money back, but potentially more. There could be. I think that beyond just the just what the briefcase contains, we're entering into some sort of an unknown situation, but with into a potential confrontation with the Hutts or potential negotiation scenario with the Hutts. And this could be, on the upside, it could be significant.
Are you saying we're going to rob the Hutts?
I'm saying they will want to give us the money back.
How do you calculate that?
The Hutts, I don't know if they want any more trouble with the Republic. Maybe they're willing to tangle with the Black Sun. They're willing to take on a Vigo. We'll see. But when a Republic officer gets in the mix, we'll see how far they're willing to go just to take this Vigo with them.
Okay. Interesting.
If I can appeal to your financial interests, then let me say that the Republic's ability to monitor and track the slave trade within the galaxy is entirely run through Vigo Sprax. If we lose him, we lose that visibility, and we can never track down who or what goes through these trade routes, and we are no longer able to follow up on that and rescue these potential folks that are in that trade. So if that doesn't mean anything to you either, then I don't know what to tell you.
You know that means something to me. Okay.
Well then, does anybody have anything else to say?
What's the plan? Where are we going?
Where do we get started?
Well,
What's a hut look like?
Really?
you are a robot. Like, you can just download that shit. I don't need to Google it for you.
I know.
Now Hutta.
That's the name of the planet, just so everyone knows.
Okay, so
Alright,
we're
we
just gonna go to Nalhutta and find someone somehow. Is it a big planet?
It's a pretty big planet.
Oh no.
Oh no.
We'll do our research. We'll get. I'll reach out and find out where Sprax is potentially traveling to.
Okay.
We'll do some reconnaissance, but I'll need y'all's support in that effort, and might take a little bit. We might need to figure some things out. We might need to do a little scavenging, a little detective work on this one before we get our boy Sprax back. But I can tell you, having a Black Sun Vigo indebted to you with their life could pay potential dividends down the road.
Like money.
Like money.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Like access to all sorts of interesting technology and potential mischief, let's say. All of benefit to the Republic.
But us, right? Like that, I mean...
Also us, yeah, sure. Whatever you want to make of it, okay? All right, then. Let's get to work.
All right.
Hands in. Hey!
Go team. All right. I think this will actually be a good place to stop for the night as you guys depart for Nalhutta. Yeah. We are around the time that we usually reconvene, and I think I don't know about the rest of the mini golf crew, but the last couple nights of staying up until 4 really caught up to me. So I am ready to
play some mini golf.
No.
I was gonna say, I can't tell if you're ready to intro into a mini golf session.
No,
I was gonna say I'd be willing to play around.
Oh god, that's how it starts.
One round. One round of mini golf. That I could do 1 round of mini golf.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
He's in.
Let's go. Cheston, get
one.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
That was a good like end point for that episode though. It felt like a
Yeah.
very like they lift off and then hit
I was like, this is where the credits come in, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is the spot.
This is the. I
Bum,
mean, I feel like it was sort of the opening title card. We like.
Yeah, it's like our adventurers, after returning from like blah 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 and clearing up the bounty stuff, find out that their friend Sprax has been captured by the Huttas and must go and find him on.
It's all right. We had some fun. We got our Seinfeld episode in.
Yeah.
It would start with like if this was the title crawl or whatever. Like missing.
Vigo
Sprax.
Sprax has been captured.
Vigo Sprax in all caps has been missing and captured by the nefarious Hutt cartel. Like now the group must travel to Nalhutta, etc., etc.
Ba, 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 ba.
All right, so should I be loading up Golf with Friends?
You know what? Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the stream first.
Yes, one round.